Hello, everyone.
Welcome to
We're
Wicked Game.
back.
We're back. I am Lydia, I'm your DM, and this is the rest of Wicked Game and the players for this evening. We've got Nikki, is that the right direction?
Yeah.
And that would make that Michelle and this
That's
Tom.
me. Yeah, that's me.
If you are new, don't worry, we'll get you caught up. What's happened in the campaign so
We've just had a
far.
really chill week off.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Had a
happened in
major
between.
holiday.
Really fun. Fully rested.
Yeah. But if you're a regular, hello, darling. And if you are watching from YouTube, we see you. See you.
Thank you so much.
And
Thanks
we
for
appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Put your clothes back on.
Your clothes. No, people can watch naked if they want. If you notice us first.
If you are watching naked though, just don't tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine until you tell
It's
us.
your secret. It's your secret.
If you're watching right now, say, oops.
No, don't. I will. If anyone comments, oops, I'm deleting it.
Deleting, blocking, goodbye.
So last week was our charity week, and incredible. We don't need to like go over it as much as we'd love to. Found every stone over of last week. We do want to give a massive thank you to everybody who donated, everyone who bought a t-shirt. We feel so insanely proud of this community, this very generous community. Thank you so much to like Jeremy from Three Black Halflings, for Arsqueef, and of course, our friends at Dice and a Slice and some other heroes, and for their happy shining faces and the guest appearances. You know, I always say in our intro, but I really mean it even more this time. Go and take a look at our fellow Norwich PTers, Dice and Slice and some other heroes. You know, where you either here for some of the heroes or wherever you get your pods for Dice and Slice, they've got campaigns galore, and they are like a brilliant sort of back catalogue of stuff as well. So go nuts. Also, very importantly, our incredible mods who just worked really hard last week as well, and always are so great here in Discord. You're incredible. You know it. If I start talking about the care packages again, I'll weep, and that's not the vibe for today.
Don't do it.
Well, it might be the vibe for me right now.
I think additional things to say is this. Michelle has, I think, some chibi commissions open. Are they booked up yet? No, they're open.
There are some left. I think there's 7 left.
Okay. So grab.
Yeah. I'm also
Grab
not open
from Feline Trickster.
open forever. I'm just gonna have them open for like probably until the end of next week, and then that's it.
Why?
Oh, because
Why is that?
I start a new job soon.
Oh.
So proud. Well done, darling.
Thank you. Yeah, so I won't be on. My commissions are going to become very scarce, essentially. So if you want one, get it now.
Do we have to refer to you as Professor now? Are you?
Yes.
Are you Master Mark?
I'm going to be preferring. I'm going to be referring to you as Doctor from now on.
Yeah, please do. Please.
But Professor Doctor.
Professor Doctor.
Yeah.
Lady
Naturally.
Professor Doctor,
Yes.
the 3rd Viscount of Norwich.
Yeah, that's my full title.
So yeah, grab those. Dragon Age, Deep Roads,
Founded, etc.
pounding. And I think those are the announcements. Have I forgotten anything? No.
No, I think that's it.
That's it.
Previously on the Divisia Sensus, our gang are now fully fledged members of the secret society known as the Diamond Hands.
I forgot about that.
Yep. Which they got to that position by, well, basically being picked. But additionally, they had a fun initiation game, where they had to grab handkerchiefs from existing members around school during the day, and then having a chat with the leader. And So that took up a lot of yesterday. Additionally, Hiraeth had a chat with a second year named Gwen about his motivations at the school, being a fae sent to the mortal realm after a tragedy befell him. Tight, Jesus. At the end of the day, a scholarship student named Onrakis, or Unra for short, confronts Hiraeth about sharing his fairy wine with his friends. And in an incredible moment of humility, Hiraeth realizes that the effect was small. He had no idea what he was doing, but he was accidentally gaining influence over his friend.
I love how gracious Lydia was in that moment, because she knows that it's the only sort of positivity that's going to come to me for the next 40 minutes.
2 weeks ago, I forced you to step into a spike trap, and now I'm waving at the top of the trap, going, I hope you're doing okay.
You did really well.
Love you. Okay, so with that said, Nikki, roll the thing.
In the heart of Ma'aridia, looking over the glittering city of Solaraire, is the world's finest centre of learning, the Divisia Sensus. For centuries, this school has hosted the rich and influential and the greatest minds to have ever lived. Geniuses, leaders, holy figures, and legendary adventurers all had their start here. Though the school is built on old foundations, you won't find more advanced facilities for the arcane, alchemical, artistic, or academic, all behind powerful wards. The Divisia Sensus has the finest and most comfortable sanatorium in the known world. We pride ourselves on the care we give to those whose encounter with magic ended with a broken mind. Each year, we instruct students from far and wide in their chosen subjects and the rigours of life at the pinnacle of their field. There is no greater, safer, or more prestigious environment in which to receive an education. Lady Sophronia Apissimos, High Master of Divisia Sensus, welcomes you.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Hi.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It is.
We lost Lydia.
No, just spiritually.
Oh, okay.
Are we on? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I was very, very, very focused. Sorry, guys.
Well, just fair warn. Some of you have mentioned in chat for your own issues. There seems to be some internet issues in Norfolk today. That's just a fact of life. We're going to power through. I apologise if you miss bits. You could figure it out.
You are in cloister Dodecha, and Ionra has just left her last comment. The last thing said was, Hiraeth said, "Which province?" And she replied, "I was not given. I did not have. What was it? I did not have the privilege of a province," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And you are left in a kind of stunned silence.
I think Hiraeth's just at the door, hand on jamb. Door jamb, not my jamb. And just, I think, watching Onrakis leave, realizing the implications of, slowly, the implications of what she's said is dawning on him. I think he just stands there for a bit. And turns around and looking at the floor says, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, can we insight check?
Yes.
Actually, can I say this, Lydia?
Yeah.
And it's not just an excuse to use my decent passive. Sonny would not actively seek to incite his friend, so Sonny's not going to go, I think Hiraeth's lying, let me look for signs of this. Can I use my passive in a...
Yeah, you got a 16 passive insight.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think Agatha will probably be actively inciting though, right? And what does she get?
19.
He's lying. No, I'm absolutely
Pulls out a
kidding.
gun.
I think here's the thing that I will say before Tom can take over and give any more insights that he wishes to, is that turn that I was just talking about from, good God, this is verging on racism. What, like, little stories, what, suddenly realizing that she knows better than him at this point because of his upbringing. That was a palpable atmosphere change that can't really be faked. So that you do pick up on, and anything else that Tom might add. Yeah, what
I was just going to ask if I could use that insight on Sunny and Nevma too, because Agatha's feeling a bit like actually this isn't my place to say anything because I wasn't the one drinking the wine, but I'm trying to read what they're feeling, if they're like upset, annoyed, or like
I can tell you what Nevma is doing. She looks at Hiraeth with actually quite a lot of compassion, and then she keeps looking like up in the corner, like thinking, she keeps wanting to go to Hiraeth, and then she stops herself from doing it. But she doesn't look angry.
okay. Sunny?
I think compassion is definitely different. Liz, can you turn the music down a little bit?
Yeah, I just thought the same thing, and I'm just.
And Sunny's definitely feeling close to compassion, maybe somewhere between compassion and pity.
I think that's worse.
You know when a dog gets stuck?
Yeah.
You know when a dog doesn't realise how big it is and it gets stuck in a fence and it starts to panic?
Just looks at you, just going, "Get mum."
It's Sunny. It's not pity, but it's close to. It's Hiraeth doesn't realise he's not a lapdog.
Yeah.
Hiraeth doesn't realise how big he is anymore. Like Hiraeth is, those big dogs you so desperately want to sit on your lap, and then you have to tell them no, and then it's hard to, like in that moment anyway. It's pain on their face because they can't comprehend the reality. Hiraeth's just been told, no, you can't sit on my lap anymore, and Hiraeth has just been told that he's too big for that, and it's finally sunk in.
Okay.
And it's.
I think you've hit the fucking nail on the head, to be honest.
I think Sunny. That's where Sunny's at. That's Sunny. Would you like to say something before I go into?
No. I think as much as Agatha does want to say something, I think she's gonna let them deal with this how they want to deal with it. Because again, she's just the outside person.
Are you? Do you want to add anything, Tom, before we move on?
I genuinely, I think that is actively all that.
Yeah.
I think Hiraeth, I don't think it's metagaming in the slightest to say Hiraeth knows how this fucking looks. After the few weeks that we've had, Hiraeth knows exactly how this looks and is not going to be as much as Hiraeth is a fucking high fae kind of lordling kind of thing. Like, as much as he has status and power and all of this kind of stuff, it's not in Hiraeth's nature to be any of the things that come with the Dawn Province. He doesn't have the pride of the Dawn Province. He doesn't have the, whatever else you will all find out at some point, I'm sure, that the Dawn Province has. It's not in his nature to it's not actually in his nature to look for a fight or look for an altercation. Right now he knows what he's done. You can, again, with passive perception, passive insights and the like, you can absolutely see just how much he was rocked by that and how much it hurts that he genuinely, I would say, or as close to genuinely as he can, inadvertently tried to fucking drug you all. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can see that there is pain there, and he just looks at you all and just sort of waits for his comeuppance.
Nevma, like, there's been a long pause when no one really knows what move to make. Nevma steps forward and says, I think you've got to tell Pluto what next to do. I'll leave that to you. Kind of bummed because now we can't have any more fairy wine, and it was really...
I'm very, very sorry. I will...
Well, listen...
absolutely not let that happen.
We're all learning about powerful shit every day, It's a huge amount of responsibility in the hands of people who are basically still deciding who they are. Sometimes actions come before knowledge, and it's just the way of the world. This time nothing bad happened. I mean, now that I think about it, I was thinking all day about how actually it was a good idea to take people's food on Sunday, and now I'm thinking that's maybe the fairy wine. But apart from that, I don't know that the effect was really that big. I'm kind of surprised that your family didn't pop a little note in to say careful. I mean, that's quite a lot of wine for one person to drink.
You're going to say, mate, you've got absolutely so much and you're not allowed to share none of it.
I think, yeah. I think Hiraeth has been looking. I will make a point of saying I don't think Hiraeth has looked at Agatha yet. But Hiraeth has been looking at the two of you as you speak, and his eyes sort of divert back to the floor, and he says, "No, I can imagine what they had planned.
Wait,
do you think maybe you set up? Do you think maybe you were like, you were just sort of like, you're like a scapegoat? Like they were going to do something and they've stashed a goat away to escape on. An escape goat. You're like, if you're going to do, like Hiraeth is their scapegoat. He's like a metaphorical goat that they would escape on after doing something.
I think Tom loved that. Hiraeth, I don't think really sort of clocks what you said. Even I think I say I would say I'm somewhat of an anomaly in my family, in my views of.
Is everyone in your family taller than you? And it's just sort of like, because I know how that feels. Apart from my dad, I suppose it's mostly just my mum that's taller.
She is tall. I won't let anyone else have any more of this wine. I promise that to you.
Okay.
Anyone other than Faye themselves, I will not.
Okay.
I don't think the tawny has that effect. I think it's just like because
I'm very, very sorry. I don't want to risk giving you.
No, but what I mean is, you gave some to Udon.
Shit. Oh, fuck. I did.
It's okay. Look, we just go and speak to him. You know, look. If you don't know you're doing something wrong, the most you can do is put all of your powers to like stopping it, right? Yeah. And then if you can only apologize.
I'm really sorry. I know it's late. I have to go. I have to go and get that.
Do you want
back.
someone to come with you?
Yeah, we can come.
We can come.
Do you know where?
I've actually spoken to, because you gave some to. Was I there? Was I there?
Yeah, because it was at breakfast. You swapped the tawny for
He
the.
gave some to somebody else as well. And I can't remember if I was there.
So I gave a small amount to Nevma, but I didn't actually. Shit.
Gave some to Cole.
Did I give some to Cole? Fuck! I gave some to Cole. Oh shit! Oh.
Sonny wasn't there, I don't think.
No, but the realization has just come to me, and I feel like the realization would just come to Hiraeth as well.
Let's go together. We'll go together. We'll have a conversation because, like, maybe I can help you know, like clerical stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go.
And as I sort of go to step out, I kind of look back at Agatha, finally, and say, Agatha, you don't have to come, and if you want to talk about this, I'm here.
Look, Hiraeth, mistakes happen. We're gonna fix this together. Okay? That's what friends do, right? So we'll fix this and it's gonna be fine.
Mistakes happen. I think Hiraeth does like give you a pointed look kind of thing, like a lingering kind of it all sounds kind of mildly romantic, and it's not meant to.
I was gonna say, like pointed like in
no
in a bad way. Or...
No.
Okay. I think know there's layers underneath this.
Yeah.
I think he looks at you for a little bit longer and says and kind of looks down ever so slightly and kind of nods, looks back and says, mistakes do happen. And fuck. And I start running down the hall. Oh shit.
Right, and Agatha's gonna go in to sort of not secretary mode, but like, right. Anyone else you've given anything to? Right, let's like.
So far, it's Pluto, it's Bling Bong, it's Cole, it's Udon.
When you guys went out, did you maybe give some to someone else when you'd had a bit to drink? Like.
No, absolutely not. We made sure it was just a thimbleful.
Really small bit because we were being careful.
Only enough to think that taking people's teeth might be actually a kind of cool idea for safety.
Shit.
Yeah,
why?
Hiraeth, I can say with some confidence now, this is such a bad idea.
It's
taking people's teeth is such a bad idea.
Yeah, I can see that.
Take people's teeth.
No, I know, but we were all sort of like on it and like because
we kind of knew, like there was still a part of our brain that was like, you can't take people's teeth and it'd be fun for everyone. But
it was the way you said
thinking about it and going, but what if?
It was his smile, the way you said it.
Yeah, very charming.
Fully. I think like throughout all of this conversation, Hiraeth, you have not seen Hiraeth's face go this kind of tight. Like it's just like the kind of tension in him like this entire time. It's just like palpable. But yeah.
Where are you going first?
I think
Udon's closest.
I think Cole's is actually right.
I would say that Cole's is,
But Cole
but
has a smaller amount, right? I feel like you gave Udon a whole.
you gave Udon like 2 full twistle sticks.
yeah. Fuck.
But don't forget, it doesn't do the same thing. Fairy wine. Let me explain something that might click into place.
I think yeah.
Let me just explain something that might click into place for Hiraeth. The wine that was sent to you is actually Agvi wine, and the water is from the family estate. That means that it is belonging to the Agvi family, which means it will propel people towards Agvi people.
Yeah.
The Tani is just Tani that was bought from the market, so it has like a kind of cocaine effect, but doesn't actually it doesn't affect people's influence. So okay. You've just given a bunch of coke to a tween, but it's not the same thing as.
It's not the first time.
Oh, Hiraeth!
Regret saying that.
Right, so
okay, yeah.
Udon.
It is still bad, but and I think yeah. Straight to Udon.
Let's go.
On the door, you open up, and there is no one in the main bit, but you can see that by the names where Udon's room is, and again, as soon as you step in, there is a strong, sweet mango smell in the air.
Yeah.
And when you step into her room, there is that extremely petite yellow tiefling with long white hair, and clothes that have been like tied on with shoelaces to keep it from falling off. Over her own, this is that everyone's bedroom, you decorate it how you will, but in the very she's pushed everything to the sides and then made a cauldron with an actual lit fire. It's so fucking dangerous, and she's just reducing a mango jus kind of thing.
Right, just be careful about your eyes.
Just fantastic. Udon.
Hello. Did you want some more? Because I'm not really done with this.
No. I made a fairly grave error by giving you the Tarni from the Fae. If you have it still, I would be very, very eager to get it back.
Was a fair trade.
Absolutely.
On my day off, that was amazing.
Absolutely. You had some?
I ate one on my day off. Absolutely mint.
Yeah. Look, if Udon,
I got a lot of revision done.
Udon, I am. I look back at the others and just say, I am a Fae, and I do not take trades or orders lightly.
Udon, it's actually well dangerous if you have that. So can we swap it for something that is less likely to harm you?
If you give it back, I will owe you a favor.
Favor?
It's sort of like their whole deal. It's a big deal.
Worth in kind.
Oh, okay. All right. She goes to a little drawer in her desk, and she's wrapped it up very carefully in grease-proof paper. Well, I hope you don't mind when the favor's kind of big, because
It's a favor in kind. I it's up to you to choose what that is. Thank you.
All right. That doesn't mean that you can't come and have sauce.
Oh, I will be back. Udon.
Yeah, it won't all be favors though. Hopefully, we can.
could come to a different understanding. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you, Udan. Have a lovely night. I'm sorry for intruding, but it's...
She's sort of gazing at that little package that you've taken out of her hands. It was like there was a little tug as you tried to take it. She's just like looking at it as you put it in her pocket.
Just gonna put it in an inside pocket.
She took it?
On a day off.
When was day off? Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. She got a lot of revision done.
And it's
Screenplay.
Lydia.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on Udon. You can either touch a creature and end one disease, one condition affecting it. I'm basically blinded, deafened, paralysed, or poisoned. If there's any residual of it left in, drugs is a poison.
She kind of looks at your hand on her shoulder. Hey up.
So no, it's just sort of like a healing sort of thing. It's quite the because they're like Fey sweets, right? They're like it's quite a lot. So I just it felt like maybe you like had quite a lot in your system, and you were sort of. I was worried you were gonna go Gollum mode, you know.
No, that does make sense. I went through a few quills, and she kind of you sort of see on the desk where she clearly just chewed through with like excess energy chewed through.
I'm so glad you feel like you got a lot done, but that's just sort of like not sustainable. Can if you feel like any kind of like adverse effects from like not having it, or like if you feel like you really want some, can you let us know, see if we maybe help you rather than sort of like keeping it to yourself, you know? We're just trying to be careful.
Well, that makes sense.
Like when you try new peppers in your sauces, right? And like you get someone else to try it, and you just like keep them nearby just to make sure there's like they don't get botulism or nothing.
I'll tell you this. Often, you know, corner, I give them, you know, something I'm trying, and I have to wait a full like 12 hours because when it. You know, it's not just when it goes in that it's a problem. You know, I have to apologise on the way out as well.
So it's a bit like so imagine it's basically that exact same situation. Can you kind of let us know if you have any adverse feelings, and I'll do what I can. Like we'll do what we can to, you know, kind of like help with those. Yeah.
We do have to. I'm sure that Enricus is on the case, but just in case we just have to.
Is that okay?
Of course.
No,
of course.
Look, you've been so tight. You've been great. Love it. You have a nice evening, yeah?
And we will be back. Thank you.
Bye bye.
And run.
You do run.
To Cole's cloister.
Coles, yeah.
Decatessera.
We just followed Ionra back.
Yeah.
Maybe should someone else go in first? Just because that was quite intense with Ionra. I don't. Sunny, do you want to go first?
I spoke to her a few times.
You have, yeah.
I don't know.
You have.
If she
I
likes me or
like
not.
protect Hiraeth if she's going to like fight. I will. If you need a stab, I'm going to stab.
It's very kind. If she feels like she needs to stab me, I'm sure she has every right.
Us go in.
I love the energy. Let's not talk about stabbing, because then you give them ideas.
Yeah, we don't. It's not there yet. We don't need to worry about that. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
You guys wait round the side.
Do you think it's better for us to hide or to?
No, I think he needs to go in.
I think
he needs to go in.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, don't be the first thing in their line of sight. You know, we can kind of like ease. We can kind of, you know.
We could maybe ask Cole for a chat in the corridor. That way, you can say what you need to say to Cole, without.
It's all still face to face. It's just you're not sparking any.
I think Hiraeth just sort of closes his eyes and for a minute and just opens them and says, "I don't want to keep secrets.
It's not secrets, mate.
If it's
look,
if Enricus thinks I'm this devil, better she know everything I've done than to let her find out in some other way.
I agree. It's better that Ionra sees him like being front line of the cleanup. I respect what he's doing right now a lot. So, if he wants to...
Right, okay, but then never, what you can't do is, have your hand on your knife.
Yeah, like, if she's gonna get angry at him, you have to let her be angry at him.
I'll go in and be like this.
Also, if you do too much of this, it also elevates the situation
quite
a
okay.
bit,
Okay.
Just sort of like, be cool. You can do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can do that,
I can do that.
Right? I'm right behind you,
Thank you.
All right.
And I'll knock on the door. Shit. I knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and the door, being not quite fully closed, just opens, and what you see is Ionra snatch the Tani from Cole's hand, turn around and clock you, and just lob it at you. Oh, I don't have a single dice.
Wait, can you do that yet as a monk? Can you catch?
I'm not a monk.
No, but you're secondary.
Yeah, I've not...
Monastic. Oh,
I've taken no levels. I'm a
yeah.
cleric. I am a cleric. I'm a cleric who has taken monasticism.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know Ionra's thing, but it's looking at your So you just see this like sparkle as the mineral stuff that's inside the twizzle stick, like kind of shoots out either end in this kind of sparkler effect, and then hits you like a wet tortilla in the face.
Wet tortilla, Lydia. Yep.
I don't know.
I imagined it would be like.
Cole's like eyes are just like huge, like sources, like can't quite work out what's going on. Ionra is obviously absolutely livid.
I think before anything else is said, I look at Cole and say, Cole, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Am I not allowed?
I think it's best if I keep hold of the food and drink that comes from my home. And I look at Honorcus and look back at Cole and say, but hey, I would still love to share a mead with you at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever is allowed, I'll do that.
Cool.
And you see Belinda, a blue tiefling. You don't know Belinda yet. You see a blue tiefling step out of one of the far rooms that's usually reserved for second years, and go, "What's going on here? Oh, I believe you're Hiraeth." And Ionra just like steps forward and shuts the door.
Yeah.
Ionra, like at some point, it would be great to talk to you lot. Sonny's just gonna put like his hand to like the bit where the door meets the frame and just go, "It's about the conversation we had at Kalak Yolas. Some things have changed, which make it, it would just be so good to have a conversation with you, when tensions are less high and there's less of a door between us. I just think it would be good to communicate. Have a nice evening. Like, I'm sorry if this feels like a lot to put on top of the other situation, but I just, while I'm here, I didn't want you to, I saw, we met eyes, and I didn't want you to think I hadn't been thinking about it."
I just stoop and pick up the Tani and just sort of take a couple of steps back while this happens.
Nevma is like sunk down and like ready. Like she's, as soon as that Tani got thrown, she was like ready to throw down. But that's done.
Yeah, Hiraeth's shoulders just fully slump, and he, I think, to no one and everyone all at the same time, he says, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry."
Mate, I feel sorry for you. You've got so much boxes of wine in your room, and they're taking up so much floor space. And because you're the only one that can drink them, you're going to be stubbing your toes on those for ages.
And the only person you can share with, just
Yes,
through
that's so
nodding at you.
At least you're going to go to prom and have a really good time. Because you could really go to town at prom.
By yourself.
I don't think that's healthy, by the way. Maybe don't drink all of them at once.
No, we just... Agatha, so what this is, right? This is what we call banter to make Hiraeth feel better about making a mistake. Because we're like, it's what we're doing is we're ribbing Hiraeth about stuff that's sort of like low consequence. Hiraeth can feel like they're sort of being punished by the group without us dealing with the actual ramifications of it. Just a genuine, honest mistake, which would involve us getting really sort of emotionally raw with each other. Your bell end.
Your bell end.
Good.
I think Hiraeth has been just very quiet this entire time, just listening to it. Just
is that right? That didn't feel.
Well, because that was just sort of an insult without context. It's more of a like, oh look, Hiraeth's gonna stub his toe on the boxes that he's got littered around his room. Like, it's more like the minor consequences of the mistake are funny out of context.
Yeah.
Anyway, are we done, or we still? I know you still need to talk to Pluto.
Pluto's going to come back, and I have not got my sandals on, so I'm just sort of like, raw dogging the floor with my bare feet.
those are the only two people I know of that I've given things to.
Okay, well, it's like you're halfway, and if Pluto doesn't kill you, then I'd say you're good to go. You're like.
Yeah.
Cool. But,
That is an if, because we've seen Pluto kill a man. Mostly old people, though, so I think maybe you're okay. It seems like he's got a real thing about the elderly.
Or everyone, and we just don't know enough. I mean,
yeah, but
he was really fun that night when we went out. He can fucking dance. That guy can dance.
You're not wrong, but when we was in that fight, he sort of really left the young adult bloke alone and really focused on the two elderly people.
The older.
Oh yeah, maybe.
It seemed almost very deliberate on his part.
But
I think very quietly, very quietly.
I feel bad, but like, how old are you, Hiraeth? Because you look quite young, but I think actually you're like older even than them.
I'm old. He's gonna kill me.
Oh no! Don't tell him how old you are, mate. Absolutely don't. You and I both saw it. He went hell for leather at those old folks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just have like a real fresh look on your face, like so young. Anyway, let's go. If he's come back yet.
Oh shit! I'm fully like. Oh my god! Hiraeth's just fully like. The banter is absolutely helping, but he's just fully just in his head about the fact that he's got boxes full of agvi wine and agvi water, and just really, really kind of just very, very quiet, very, very kind of contemplative, and not,
All right, well,
when we're walking back, I'm going to message Hiraeth using the spell message, text them. She'll be like, if you need, you can keep like a box in my room.
No, thank you.
Me, I ain't gonna drink it, but I'm just saying, like, if it gets too much, you can put like one or two in my room.
I think as we're walking, I just put a hand on Sunny's shoulder and just give it a squeeze.
All right, you step back into your cloister.
Oh, Lydia. Oh god, like the thing is, there are just so many layers to the realizations that are happening in my head right now.
Like onions.
Onions.
Can Agatha do like a history check on all of her reading up and stuff? Because the kind of comment about Hiraeth's family sending him all that wine and water, and like, does this feel like something we should actually be concerned about, or is this just someone sending their child there? Is this the equivalent of like if Nevma's mum sending her the spine fluid or whatever it is she drinks?
Roll history. Roll history.
You know what hurts?
Blow it.
You know what hurts? Regardless of the role that you just make, that's what it felt like to Hiraeth.
It felt like love.
13.
But isn't.
What you have, the knowledge that you've garnered so far is that the tricks you don't know is the long and short of it, but what you do know.
Remember, I had a nat 20 on my history last time.
Yeah, that was last time. That was 2 fucking weeks ago. You can't be calling back to a dice a full 14 days ago.
Is that familial relationships are as multifaceted and complex as they come, because those relationships are kind of like the epitome of the Fae spirit, in that there is more savage love between close family members as anyone could really experience on the plane, but they frequently assassinate each other to gain their own power. So there is double crossing and backstabbing even between two family members who love each other so very dearly and would honestly lay waste to a whole country in protection of them.
Okay, yeah.
They would also assassinate them for their own personal gain. It's extremely complicated and dangerous and interesting. So I think it's right that Agatha, with that knowledge that she's gained, secret knowledge that she's gained recently, would be concerned. Yeah. But not really about Hiraeth, but more about these siblings that you don't know anything about, because he doesn't really spoken that much about his siblings.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, you're all kind of like standing there outside Pluto's room, kind of
four people stood outside Pluto's door.
Well, that's like the common area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not like right up at his door. Like that's Hiraeth's job.
Act natural.
Come in.
I step in.
He's just like brushing his long hair. Oh, hi. Can I help?
Pluto, may I sit?
Yeah, sure. There's a stool just there.
Thank you. I take a seat, put my hands on my thighs, and just sort of say, Pluto, I would like to tell you the truth. I want you to know that this was the truth when it happened, but it was also not a truth that I was aware of. That being said, I'm here to take the consequences regardless. That was a really difficult word to say. Regardless. Irrespective of regard.
There's some more. Do you want to just spit it out?
Fairy wine that I gave you may have repercussions for those who are not Fae. That I hadn't thought about before I offered it to you and the rest of the group.
Pluto stands, like keeping eye contact with you, stands very slowly and steps forward, like looking down at you. What cushions?
I mean, now that I've been given the context, do I have the knowledge of the actual repercussions for this thing, or because as we mentioned, as we spoke about off screen, I think I genuinely don't think Hiraeth has been there when
you don't. I don't think you know the absolute specifics of it, but from hearing those fairy tales, which are like a story of a story of a story, and also from what Ionra said, you would know that someone who was to drink quite a lot of that wine, you'd have influence over them in a kind of to what level you're not sure, whether it would look like dominate person or whether it would look like calm person. Or enthrall, you're not quite sure, but you know that you would gain influence over what they did and felt, and they would find to look kindly on you.
Certain fae use food and wine to beguile people who are not fae to do what they wish. Influence their minds with the substances that they eat and drink.
Didn't know, or you didn't tell us. What?
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Stop.
Bing
Hey,
bong.
I'm trying to eat the nerds. I can't. The boy is obsessed with a fucking pack of
Bing
nerds.
Bong is desperately trying to brush Pluto's hair. Like it's been like a thing that Bing Bong has been trying to do for a year now. Just let me brush your hair.
My family gave me these as what I thought to be gifts. I am not my family. I love them dearly, but I am not like them. I didn't know.
Am I in your thrall?
Do you feel like you want to punch me right now?
You make a good point.
I wanted to
Turns around and like kicks the chair and is really frustrated, and the chair like goes like bouncing against the wall and like falls over, and he just turns back and goes, "You didn't mean to?" Excuse me while I go to the chapel to cleanse whatever residue is left.
Pluto.
Thank you for telling me.
Pluto. Can you help me destroy it?
Destroy what? The wine.
The wine, the water, everything. I don't want it. I never have. I never wanted that part of our lives. It's not who I am. It's not what I do. And I thought they were gifts to help a homesick person, and I don't think they are, and I don't want them. I don't want any part of them. I want them gone.
Hiraeth, stand up.
I stand.
He like takes your face in his hand. Oh yes, we can do that. And it is late, but if you want to do it tonight, he has a thought.
I'll risk another fucking point of. When have I not risked a point of exhaustion in any of your campaigns, Lydia? I'll risk sort of getting not enough hours of sleep to get rid of these. Hiraeth, for many reasons, wants nothing to do with these right now.
You guys, you're all in the main part of the cloister, right? And the door's shut.
I don't know if it's shut, but...
The door like swings open and a very, very intense, passive-faced Pluto like steps out and goes, Sunny, you are a cleric, yes?
Yeah, right? Are we just saying stuff that's true?
Could I beg of you a wee bit of restoration, and I will give you recompense for your...
What do you mean recompense?
Well, I can either pay you money, or I can do you could, I could.
Like, look, mate. Like, I can restore you. That's fine. Like, I don't know why. This is. Look, we had a great time, but I'm doing not to make this weird. This is my favour to my friend Hiraeth. So you don't owe me nothing. Neither does he. But it's more of a. I'm helping my friend learning that actually righting your wrongs is a good thing and not some like terrible sin that you have to atone for. So
very good. Now let us he sort of goes to your room and opens your door and looks at you to kind of get for you to nod that it's all right for him to open your bedroom door. Golly, lots.
That's what I was saying. Because I was in there when it first arrived, because I was chatting to her, like, there's so many boxes in there.
I think I look pointedly at him and say, it's precisely why I want a gun.
Well, let's carry as much as we can up. Out and up to the top of, as far up the mountain as we wish to go this evening.
I have the perfect plan. By that I mean, I have access to a Marmo who can pull a sled, so we can carry more.
And it takes a bit of time, but a little bit of backwards and forwards, carrying some of the crates down to the stables, and then the Marmo carrying up to, not the very, very peak, but like quite high up. And
you're such a strong boy, Diller.
Wait,
sorry no one else can ride on, but
Sorry, can I, I'm really sorry, this is a great plan, I'm just happy to be involved, is the plan to just leave it up here, because that feels very dangerous?
No.
Yeah, thank goodness.
We are destroying the wine, but we might as well let off some steam while we do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay, but I'm sure I'm down to have a good time.
We thank you for your assistance.
I mostly just wanted to get Diller the walk, Everyone, Pluto, this is Diller. He's a Marmo.
An absolute pleasure. I do know Marmos.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Sorry, I got out of habit because when you come here from a different place, everyone's like, "That's crazy! What is that thing?" And I'm like, "Calm down, mate. They're everywhere."
Not common, but I do know deserts quite well, and I'm a big fan of Marmos. You are now kind of on a plateau, and looking out on the other side, which is just plains and plains and plains. There's a couple of little farmsteads that you can sort of see around and about, but you're not on the city side. This is the other side of the mountain range. And he picks out just one bottle and hands it to you, Hiraeth, and goes, "Let me give an example to start off with. If you wouldn't mind just tossing that into the air for me."
What he's doing.
Yeet.
And he just throws out a eldritch blast that catapults and explodes the bottle, and this glittering liquid caught by the moonlight sprays down the side of the mountain, and shards of glass tinkle down, and he just turns and goes, "Shall we let off some steam?"
If everyone gets a bottle, I can do them all at the same time.
I think it... Fuck. Sunny creates an avalanche.
No, Sunny, I've just got magic missile. So it's like a range of darts. So if everyone throws them at the exact same time,
three of us go at once. Yeah.
I don't mean literally all the bottle. I mean if everyone picks up one bottle, I could do them all.
It would be very Sunny to go, "I can see everyone wants to let off steam, but why don't you just let me do all of it so you don't get..."
I actually don't need to let off steam, so I can just sort of do this for you guys if that helps.
And through you could use your glaive to almost like a sort of a baseball bat, or you could use whatever magic that you wish to kind of smash it down the side of the mountain.
I think I will kind of look at the others and say, have at it. And I'm going to take a bottle of wine and one of the sort of I don't know why, but I'm seeing like a carafe of water with with tin foil on top. It's absolutely not, but you know what I mean, and
maybe a cork. We could stretch to a cork.
and a bottle of water, and I think I'm just going to sort of sit somewhere and kind of watch, and I'm gonna take just like a drink of the Agvi water, and think of Ewan, and then just sort of like pour the rest of the bottle onto the ground, and then I'm gonna uncork the bottle of wine and think of Isolde. Take a big, probably more than I really should, glug of the wine, and savor it myself, because this is the last of the wine and the water that is coming.
Last of the summer wine.
If you would allow me to, because it is cheeky, but I'm going to add something to that experience.
You absolutely can. I was kind of hoping you would.
Which is kind of your drink, especially maybe after the water, and you're looking now at this puddle in front of you, and you cast Feycraft in the puddle, and out spirals this beautiful it's a flower that sort of turns and spins as the petals open, and it no longer looks like the shadow of it. Like, what you hadn't quite realized until now is that drinking your water and consuming from your homeland has heightened that Feycraft back to what it was. And there is this beautiful long-stemmed flower growing out of the ground now. As in front of you, you see Nevma throw a bottle up in the air, pull her bow out, and just smashing bottles going down the side of the mountain.
I think I'm gonna see that, get very, very sad, empty my flask of its own water, pour just a small amount of my water into the flask, well, not a small amount, enough to fill it.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it covertly. If anyone sees it, it's absolutely that's okay. But and then the glug of wine. But regarding the wine, I think that's gone. And I chuck it off if we're by a cliff.
Yeah.
I chuck it off the cliff.
Yeah.
And just sort of watch it spiral.
It hits Henry on the head.
Can Sunny come over while you're doing your little alone moment? I think Sunny would come over to Hiraeth while he's doing this stuff and sit down next to him. And once he's throwing that bottle of the wine, say, Hiraeth, can I tell you a story?
I wouldn't have anything else.
So
You're just gonna go, no.
No, I don't want. No.
So when my mum was pregnant, right? My dad likes to do at his betting shop. He likes to do fun bets, sort of about the our family's life. Just for the people who know us, they can put a bit of money on it, and it's just a bit of fun. And right now on the board, it's is Sunny gonna win the Golden Griffin Cup? And so some people are putting good faith fun bets on it. When my mum was pregnant, it was is Sunny gonna be more halfling or more elf? Right? And then I came out like this. And so no one won. My dad got to keep all of the money, right? And then, eventually when I grew up, he said that he would buy me a business, and so that's how we got the stables, and that's how I do what I do. But when I was in school and I was being tutored, loads of kids are mean, right? And like some of them were like, my mom cheated on my dad with like a demon, or like my dad made like a deal with the devil or something. And like I had a good life, like I'm not saying nothing, but like, it gets to you, like people saying this stuff over and over again. And one night when I was talking to my dad, I asked him, I was like, Dad, did you make a deal with the devil? Is that why I'm like this? And he looked at me and he said, Sonny, I've never made a deal and not come out on top. And he gave me a kiss on the head and he went away. Right? Now, he didn't answer the question, but he answered something way more important, Because regardless of any situations or any what's it and who's it or what anyone was saying, right, I knew that was my dad and that was my mum. And I knew that regardless, I learned something that day, right? And I think that part might help you now. It ain't about like the circumstances of your birth. It's everything's about what you choose to do with the gift of life, Like you can like come from another place or whatnot, but life is it's what you make of it. So don't let like the labels on them bottles define you, or who your mum or dad is and what deals they may or may not have made with some benevolent forces. That's not who you are. Who you are is the person, who desperately wanted to share something from his home with his friends. And then when you realise that wasn't great, you did everything you could to... You're a generous person, Hiraeth. And don't think that's your fault. Because it's not. Right? That's one of your strengths. Don't let this change you.
Thank you. I think that's just it. I haven't changed. I knew we got on for a reason. Both of our families got something that they weren't expecting.
True. You're not wrong.
And I'm glad that yours... I'm glad that yours love you for those differences.
Mate, if yours don't, then they don't know a good thing when they see it.
I think I just sort of like just bumped my shoulder into his and just leaned there for a bit, watching. I'm sure Nevma fucking loving doing what she's doing. Pluto doing it in absolute kind of
while Nevma's doing all
determinism. Yep.
Sunny's just gonna lean into Hiraeth after this moment. Just go. She's gonna have to pick up all those arrows afterwards, and it's gonna take her hours.
Hours and hours and hours.
She actually stopped. She got it done pretty quickly because she can fire off she's like very fast at what she does, and she's having a kind of a private conversation with Pluto, off to the side, thinking about how Bort's the best. Bort is best.
Bort is best.
Bort's the fucking guy.
Bort is best. It
Number
is
one dad.
very late. I am not up to date with things, but actually, come to think of it, it's not. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just everyone's having their moments.
Yeah.
Ionra stood stone still in the center of a mountain in the middle of the night.
She actually is. She's just been everyone's been picking up balls and throwing them, and she's just holding hers ready to throw it. There's a really cute moment between these two going on, and she just goes, "I have a cat."
What?
I have a cat.
What's his name?
I really love magic, and I have a cat.
Otto.
That's so good. I'm so glad you got a cat. Where did you get it from?
You don't understand. And she turns around to look at Hiraeth and is like, I'm really sorry. We're just letting off steam, and I've done it the proper way. I've done it the way it's meant to be done.
Adopt, don't shop. I get it.
No, I mean,
I think Hiraeth sort of stands up and walks over to you, sort of looks at you and says, "Can I hug you?"
Yeah.
I give you a big hug and just say, "It's fine. It's okay."
I'm assuming the
I'd like-
cat's not here.
No.
Cuddle.
No. She sent it away.
That fucking guy on TikTok is dinner.
That's Mr. Fay.
These
I'd like
three
to
constantly make fucking references to TikToks, and they are just
I try and share them with you.
Just insufferable.
I'd like to meet TikTok.
I'd like to meet this cat, if you'd allow.
Yeah. He's okay. I don't know if this is really insensitive, but I called him Mr. Fay because I wanted to be polite, and there wasn't a way for them to tell me their name, so I just I thought a slight honorific would work. But
if it's
here, and I
if it's done the right way, it's fine.
In my head, it's like Mystify, but it's Mr. Fay. That's how I kind of hear it in my head every time. Out pops that cat who looks up at you, and then looks around at where they are, and then sees Hiraeth and immediately scuttles round behind your legs, and then after a moment steps out from behind your skirts and pushes its paws forward and bows to Hiraeth.
I think I just stand there, just bow my head ever so slightly, incline, and say, in this forum, I don't know who you are or where you come from, but if you are in service of Agatha, you have found a certain redemption.
Mr. Fay just leans against her ankle.
Agatha once again just starts giving it scritches and then does the whole "this is a man."
The cat just looks up at you and goes, "Oh yeah, oh do it again."
That's fine.
I think I just kind of not in any kind of not in any way, but I think he looks at you and just sort of just pops a strand of hair behind it's sort of flying in the wind behind your ear, and just says, keep an eye on him.
What does that mean?
Platonically, thank you, sweet. Thank you, that's the word.
Guys, we've got to head back soon because Diller's getting real sleepy, and we getting him back if they don't.
Diller's hunkered down and has the front paws just over his eyes, trying to catch some Z's while you guys were.
We're gonna walk you back down, buddy. Yeah.
My Mr. Fay is getting too involved in my fucking espresso martini.
All right. I'm gonna send Mr. Fay away because I don't think he'll want to walk down the mountain.
Right, come on, Diller, up. We're gonna walk you down.
I mean, you have a bunch of empty crates. You either leave them there or you take them. And
no littering, guys. I appreciate we've been blowing up glass bottles, but
we'll put them in the recycling bin. Once it get emptied.
The crates can stay at the stables. They'll be reused.
Yeah, or my dad can use them probably.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, but we have to arrange a time to take them from the stables down to the Appenny.
Yeah, well, I'll go this. I'll take them.
Okay, right. Let's go back. Come on, Diller.
Okay.
I won't ride Diller down. I think I'll just walk him down, just because he's.
You make your way back. It's the early hours of the morning before you get back to your cloister, and you all kind of peel off and go to bed.
Just before we peel off, while we're all in the central room, can Sunny turn around? Never. What was that you said about a prom?
Prom?
Wait,
I said prom. Yeah, it's going to be prom soon.
Short for promeneathon.
Promeneathon of manner.
No, I knew what a prom is. I just didn't know it was soon.
Oh, it's kind of, I don't know when the exact date is, but it's this term. We got one like for first term.
That's mental. First term prom.
What's prom?
I know, I don't know anything about it because I'm not on the committee, but somebody said, who said it? Agatha, were you around when they said it? It's going to be like something posted soon.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a ball, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, like ball. I don't know what the rules are about it all, but I've been to balls, but I've never been to prom before.
Same. I've been to like dances, and I've been to balls, and I've been to like dinners, but I've never been to a prom.
I know, I wonder, like, every time when we're in cultural studies, I don't know if you guys are learning this in your cultural studies down at the bottom, but like...
Wait, I wasn't at the bottom. I was at the top with you.
Yeah, no, you're with me. These guys are at the bottom. But like the dances that we learn, I wonder if we'll be doing them.
Wait. There's like...
Yeah,
we have to learn dance?
There's like specific dances you've got to do at like balls and proms and dances.
Like what?
Well, like choreographed like group dances.
You were there. You were just dancing. You were just reading instead.
I think maybe you guys are still on like the basic geography of the Iridian Empire.
Oh, okay, cool.
You haven't kind of gone to the dances yet.
We haven't even got to Telespia yet.
Oh no, and it's this term.
You know what, guys? If you don't get onto it in time, like Sunny and I will teach you. Like
we can teach you how to dance.
Do we have to go?
Do you remember that one that's like there's lots of leaping involved in it? It's quite
leaping.
It's really fun. Yeah, it's really like just the entire cloister in a line doing the river dance.
Agatha, like I don't think you like have to go, but like you know, like cultural and societal rules sort of like it's like legally you don't like have to go, and the school can't make you, but like. Society says you should.
Yeah.
That's fine. Maybe me and Nevra can teach you guys the dances sometimes if you don't get onto it.
Yeah. Actually, kind of like that. I love the dancing bit in cultural studies. I'm always like fingers crossed that we're not just learning about what fork and spoon and stuff to use when you're eating a monkey tail, and that actually it's more like what dance is like appropriate for when.
And if you ever need to practice, you can join me in dance class if you so wish.
I was so close to doing dance, but then I kind of figured like learning makeup. I was real tempted to do dance. Yeah. I do really love it, but yeah.
Speaking of, I
we're all doing that thing where we're stood in our individual doorways and
and it's so late and everyone's really tired.
It's you every time you leave our house, Lydia.
In the morning, I wonder whether I could get a lowdown on all your respective clubs. I don't think I'm gonna be going to San anymore. No, like nothing against it. It's just.
Is it me?
I think I'm in the mood for something different.
Something a little bit less like with sick people. Yeah.
Romantic.
So yeah, in the morning maybe we could talk clubs. I'd love to get your insights.
Club chat over breakfast, but for now, Sunny just walks in, just like. Falls over on his bed. Just falls over on his bed. Door open. He's just like.
Okay, cool.
I think I pop into my room. I look in the mirror for a bit and just kind of like look at the already after like a day, already sort of like creeping sort of roots that are just sort of slightly because for some reason I've added to the canon that Fae hair just grows quick, mate. But.
When you came, you had a short crop, and now you've got hair down to your knees.
Yeah, but I can already see the slight sort of gradient in color.
You can. No one else can. It's
absolutely the slight gradient in color from the sort of like pastel pinks of his hair to the just like almost like jet black kind of like bluish hue of the hair beneath.
The real hair.
Looks in his eye, in my own eyes, obviously, and just kind of thinks a little bit about home, and after a little while says Gerald Hub, and Gerald sort of like makes a little nest in the bed, and I kind of curl up around him and sleep.
Okay. We're gonna like move through a few days.
Because we have to, right? Fucking hell, at some point we have to.
Yeah.
So you wake up to the 14th, and we're gonna move through to the beginning of the 18th. Now, I know that a few things will happen. One of the things that happens is some package which I'm gonna text Nikki about.
Oh.
Sorry, I missed what you said.
Sunny's gonna get a package, and I'm gonna text you about it.
Sorry, was the 18th was Saith Day, or Saith Day comes before the day off, doesn't it?
Yeah, the 18th is Saith Day.
Yeah.
19th is the leap year day off thing.
Cool.
Sonny, you get a package, and it's full of Advi wine.
Weird.
What's in the box?
The mountain is Isodos 2. Let's go.
And you just discuss what might happen in the next couple of days. I'll kind of, once I've written this, I'll...
Yeah.
Nice. I'm very sorry for like galvanizing the first
Shut up,
hour.
Tom, stop it.
I will never. I will
also
always
can't take
apologize
that
for taking up time.
Stop it. Sunny... Sunny does mountain racing and meditation. I assume none of those are of interest to Hiraeth.
I think Hiraeth sort of sits there and goes, "I'm chill enough already, my guy."
Sunny looks at you and goes, but in a very real way, you're not.
Yeah. And then denial, and also says, maybe racing's not for me. I don't really know any of the mounts here.
Sunny will at some point explain to everyone that he needs a pit crew for the mounted race situation. There's going to be different needs depending on the different stops, but Sunny's basically going to explain the mounted race situation where there's like people are going to be throwing shit at, like trying to stop each other. There's going to be different terrain, which means Dilla's going to need some equipment and stuff. So, you know, like I'm going to need different people stationed to different places.
If there's any spells you need me to like learn, or anything you think that I could learn that is going to help you, I will absolutely learn it.
And if I can help in any way whatsoever, I will.
And he's going to explain the fact that he's getting the board done by the woman, the enchantress woman, which is why they need to go and kill those beetles.
Yeah.
Reminder, we need to go kill those beetles.
Yeah.
And he's thinking maybe we do that on our day off, if everyone's down for...
I thought we were waiting until after Nevma's mum has been.
Yeah, that's right, because the next day
yes.
is the 5th of Asin, so you were going to wait until the new month.
Correct. And also he's speaking to someone about making like a leather sort of like armor. He's making a tire for Dilla, so that he can go over the rockier terrains and stuff.
On that, one of the days.
Say, Lydia? I love Sunny's dad.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's...
One of the days that you go to mounted racing, you find Dickon already there with a stable hand called Craig, who is like not only holding Dilla, but like giving Dilla a bit of a like rub and buff down while it's happening, and feeding Dilla some boiled eggs to like keep him happy. And Dickon is taking measurements and like essentially making a mock-up with rough leather of what it will look like, and he wants to do it while you were there so that you could get like an idea of the kind of thing that he's going to make. And Chris is also there, and he's really intrigued and he's really interested, and he actually thinks that Dickon's got like got a really good point with the way that he's going to do it, and they're kind of discussing the blueprints of the design a little bit, like together. I think
Sunny loves this, like, because in truth, what it is letting people do the stuff that excites them. Like, Sunny's not a leather worker by any stretch, and knows he's made it difficult by requesting a specialist leather, but that's for his own thing. But if Sunny is enables people to do stuff that really excites them, that's like fucking gold for Sunny. As good as.
And but Dickon does. He's kind of like, I think if you're happy, I will go and either you can buy the leather or I will buy the leather. But I want to get very good quality leather so that.
How much do you reckon it's going to cost for the good quality leather?
Well, we're going to need a lot of good quality leather, so it could cost about 30 gold pieces at absolute most. It might end up just being 10 gold pieces, depending.
I'm gonna pull out 30 gold pieces and go, look, if you can, maybe get enough so that you can like have a rough draft and stuff with some lesser quality leather, because measure twice, cut once. We want to get this right. If this is what we need to get it done, like, I've got utmost faith in you.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll make sure that I have accounted everything that I purchased with this, and from where, so that for your kind of due diligence. Wonderful. I will be, most days during clubs, you can find me in the leatherworking studio if you ever want to come and take a look. I think
absolutely that would be great.
I think it might be. A little while, but soon I would like to get a mock-up so that you can actually like test drive and see how that is.
It sounds great, Dickon. I really appreciate your like hard work and due diligence in this. I'm so glad that we can like.
No, it's really, really interesting. I'm very this has been fun. This
I'm
sort
so
of
glad you enjoyed
hulking
it.
ogre. That has that big stoop of somebody that's always taller than everybody. I just love it. It's great.
I love it, and I think that passion absolutely shines through in what you do, and it's exactly why I knew that you were the right person for the job.
Thank you. And he sort of lopes off away from the stables with all his measurements in his notebook, like making marks in his notebook. Oh.
I have something else I'll message you about. It's not like a thing.
Okay.
If you have stuff that's happening to these others.
Okay. What's everyone else doing on these few days?
Just in response to Hiraeth's question about like clubs, I'll explain that obviously I do Sam, you know that. But the other club she's doing is, the name has left me.
Arcane needlework.
Arcane needlework. And it's like, yeah, it's like to like put spells into like patches and stuff. I'm more doing it to make a bit of money, but like it's pretty chill. It's kind of like lots of people just gossip. It's quite fun.
I mean, that sounds fantastic. And also, I've got to be honest, I don't know much about the arcane, but having said that, I would greatly appreciate some patches in the future if I can buy them from you. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, just let me know like what sort of thing you need, and I'll.
This is where Agatha makes an absolute mint by selling them to Hiraeth for like 1,000 gold pieces a pop for a cat.
Yeah, sure, whatever you
Shield.
need. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1,000, I'm afraid.
And Nevma talks about her true love is non-magical gymnastics, which she just loves so much. But she also does makeup artistry, where she is there's a lot that goes into the makeup artistry one, because there is an element to it, if you wanted to, that can be like, you know, like Peter in the Hunger Games, where you look like a log.
Yeah.
I decorated a cake and now I made my face look like a stove. Love me.
She kind of thinks that element of it's a bit silly because it just takes so long to do. It's very...
Why do that when you can just hide?
Yeah, exactly. But what she does like is be like using facial prosthetics and so on, and doing makeup so that she might be able to walk around and people wouldn't recognize her for her.
Awesome.
And she is really enjoying that, and she kind of shows you, she bought she kind of splashed out on a good makeup artist kit, and she kind of opens up all the little like things and shows you like she's already made a couple of like little noses and ears that like changes the way that she looks, and so like Marlon Brando like cotton pads in her mouth and stuff, and she's pretty enthusiastic about it, but it's early days yet. She's not done many classes.
We're all gonna find horses' heads in our beds, aren't we? Cool. I think quite like I listen to that and quietly kind of think to myself, I don't want to be a dick, but I don't think there's much getting away from looking like I do.
The amount of concealer you need to hide being a fae is
it's pretty big concealer. So I think that's also not for me. And I'll have a little think myself, and let Michelle take the floor.
Okay.
Unless you have nothing.
No. I'm gonna let everyone know about the leap year day thing and what I normally do, just in case people are down for that. And basically.
Work, right?
Wait, what?
Work?
No, like it's the one day like we actually do all take off, because it's kind of like bad form, because everyone like in the area agrees to like have the day off. And if someone's working, then that's actually a bit like cheeky. But we all get together and like, we'll bring some like mead and stuff, and like they're like a couple of like bakers who like bring some stuff. Like it's kind of nice. It's like
it's like a street party.
Yeah, it's like a street party but all the people who would normally be working on like those busy days, actually we all just have the party together and a day off. We don't have to go, obviously. It's just.
Are you kidding?
If you don't work in the service industry, you have to stay indoors. You cannot enjoy the party.
Yeah.
I think you can very visibly see the very thought of that is so exciting to Hiraeth. Like just being with people, with the people.
Yeah.
So exciting. I'm down, 100% down. If we're invited, 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Like we'll pop. We don't have to stay for the whole thing, but it's
like
kind of...
also we could bring a plate or something, couldn't we? We could like because I know like you guys just have so many peanuts, so I'm sure you'll be bringing something like that as well. Mm-hmm. But we could like we could go and get like a big tray of chips or something. We don't want to come empty-handed. That's what I'm about.
We'll bring stuff. No. We could maybe ask Udon if we can have some
Udon,
stuff. I'm not going to take that cake back because that is so stale now.
I've still got some.
That smells real funky. I don't know
what to do with it.
If you put it right in the center, you can make sort of like boozy, sweet dessert croutons.
Yeah, maybe a few days ago, but now it's kind of like that shit is British.
I struggle with that notion so much.
I'm gonna bin it. But
gelatinous cube. That's what Pete made, is a tiny gelatinous cube.
There's some gastropub somewhere in like Dawn Avalon where they Dawn Valor where they like have alcoholic gelatinous cubes that you just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That would be good. I think I made a game of that. I think in the old days when I had a whole list of the mechanics of pub games, one of them was something along the lines of eating small bits of gelatinous cube and seeing if it didn't destroy your insides.
Sorry, I just found my list. I found my list that I made like 2 weeks ago. Sorry, thank you for giving me that. So, we had that chat. A couple things. check on Fida, but like just when I'm at the sand anyway.
Yes, she's there. She's very happy to see you, and she's not having a good day. Like she's got motes of electricity, of lightning coming off her, and she's very like jittery and like nervous of things. But she goes, "Oh, you're here. I've got your shirt. I've been meaning to give it back to you. I'm gonna like move back, and I'll put it in the thing. God, it's exhausting." And she posts this shirt through the letterbox. It is not just fixed, but so elaborately embroidered. It has these beautiful like embroidered blue lightning bolts, like fine, somewhere between a lightning bolt and roots of like a plant that like they come round the collar, they go down the arms, and sometimes at the end of a bolt or a vine there is then a flower, and just occasionally there's a bee sitting on a flower. So it's this weird, like, it's almost conceptual. It's got what it looks like from a long way away is very swirly and kind of like Van Gogh's Night Sky.
Oh my goodness.
But when you look closely, you see all these little details. And she's like, I'm so sorry, I got really carried away. But I will stop this. So just take it away before I do even more on it. I hadn't seen you in a few days.
I love
she
it.
sits back down on the bed and just grips the side of the bed.
You got this, yeah? You got it. You're gonna do great. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day, yeah?
See you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Question: if I did calm emotions on her, would that help at all, or is it like?
Calm emotions would. If she was stressed, she doesn't look particularly stressed by it.
Fine.
She's just coping. Like... It wouldn't take away the electricity, but if she was really upset by it, would really help. But she's done it for a decade. She's just like, I need to nap and sleep it through.
Okay. So. Theda, just one day, probably during group, I'm just going to research these beetles that Sunny wants us to fight, or like gather. Just
incredible. Roll investigation for me.
Come on, Agatha, roll well. 16.
Okay. I will not right now.
No,
but
that's fine.
In the week in between, I will send you information.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want you to know that Agatha is like reading up as much as she can about this quest.
You're the sensible one.
Yeah.
This is why you won the points. This is why you won the quiz.
She's the wizard. She's the intelligent one. Like, I feel like that's what she's got to do.
She also got beaten up by a child, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. The other things are Sunny and Agatha going to chat with George, and she's also going to work one evening at the Apney. No, we said we were going to go, but we haven't actually been to speak to George. Right?
Yeah, you haven't done it yet. You haven't taken Pash to George yet. You just talked about doing it last time, and then Ionra entered the room, and all was forgotten.
That was it. So yeah, we'll do that.
We'll do that. And yeah, working an evening at the Apney, just to sort of make sure Shane's okay for her to take a day off, essentially, or like that kind of stuff.
When you go and visit George, you kind of see him on like he's on the way. He's like packing his bag to leave the bookshop, and George has been spending pretty much a portion of most days at the sanatorium reading Francesca poetry. Though she's not really talking or answering to him, he just wants. He has been given the say-so after a little bit of time since the incident that he is that it's safe to just be outside her door, and he's very keen to become a constant in her life that she isn't afraid of and that she can trust. So he just comes every day and sort of reads to the hole in the door, but he is happy to he sort of stops in his tracks and goes, Oh, sorry, I was on my way out, but I can pause.
No, it's all right.
Funny you say pause.
Right. First, Hi, George. I hope you're okay.
Hi. Yeah, no, I'm doing.
How's
like,
Francesca doing?
Well, it's tough going. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel 10 years younger, and she is so strong. Like the strength that woman has for what she's been through, but she's still her. Underneath it all, I know. I look back I think about those scraps of paper. She was writing poetry on the wallpaper.
Yeah.
She is an incredible woman.
She is. And well, like we think we gave. I'm saying this all wrong. When we found her, we've also found Pash. This is Pash. Sunny sort of befriended them.
I just didn't want to leave them there,
Yeah.
It's like
they were.
He was in the house with her.
Yeah.
That's why it looks rotten as hell. Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually in the same room.
Yeah.
We think maybe this is her dog.
Well, we think they gave her the dog and hoped that by starving the dog would attack her.
But it didn't. It never did.
He didn't. He never did. He's so good. Not very well trained, but
he's
good
trying
heart.
his best. He is so trying his best. He doesn't like being alone.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard with us being students. We've got quite,
He squats down and puts his elbows on his knees and looks at the dog and goes, "Sounds like you're a good boy." And Pash does what most dogs do when people talk and does this, and then immediately sort of starts sniffing all the books that surround him. Right. Well, what are you going to do with this? Are you going to keep him?
Well, we can't really, you see, George, because Sunny's very busy. He got racing and all lessons, and I'm not great with animals. And
basically, George, I'm the only one who's any good with any animals.
Yeah.
And I don't have what it takes to give this dog the love it needs right now. And it needs more attention than I can give it.
Yeah. And this may be a lot to say, I don't know, but I feel like you're really. I know how eager you are to help Francesca, and I know what it's like being at the sanatorium when you can feel a bit useless, you can't really. You've got all this wanting to help, and you haven't really got anywhere to put it. And we thought, or maybe, Francesca's in great care at the sanatorium, but maybe you could take care of Pash.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. God, I've never even had a pet before.
Oh, you don't have to if it's too much.
No. Wait. And he goes running off into the labyrinth.
Never to be seen again.
He runs.
Oh well, if it's too much.
And he comes back holding a couple. I knew I've got some books on training dogs. No, I reckon. You know what? I'll give it a good go. I'll definitely give it a go. I never had a pet before, and this one is probably going to need quite a lot of care. But I think that's probably he can look after me, and I can look after him. Yeah.
George,
what?
You look so well. Oh. Now you've got somewhere to put your love, and you don't have to try and stop the feelings. I think that
I can't stop the feelings.
No,
I can't stop them.
No, but George, what I'm saying is, when you're not there with her, there's someone else that is linked to her that could do with your love.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to I just.
No, I get it, mate. Totes. It's absolutely fine. But I just really love her so much, even still. Of course, like almost like extra still, you know, like no even
Extra
about
still.
it. Like,
yeah.
This little thing could do with your love too, and you seem.
What's
like a
his
man
name?
Well, we were calling it Pash, but like I don't know what Francesca was calling it, so like it's fine. Like if it like, I'm gonna be honest, he's not trained enough to respond to the name, so you know, you're sort of like, you know, you can ask Francesca maybe, and it might help.
I'll call him Pash until Francesca can talk to me a bit more. God, that's great. Wow, I've got a pet. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, all right.
You have to pick some of those books off the floor though, because
oh god,
dogs is peeing.
Yeah, they'll get wet.
All right, he takes the lead from you,
If you need help though, like George, just if you spot me up at the sanatorium and it's not going well, just let me know. Yeah, like we'll find a good home for him. We just wanted to give you the option first, you know.
No, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for that. I think. Well, I think. Well, you know what? I'm gonna read Francesca a book on dog training. I don't think she really know. It's just about
maybe,
my voice being
what
there.
about like a poem about a dog or something? Maybe not so much a manual.
I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, but you know, I'm going there right now, so I haven't really got time to write a poem. But maybe next time I could write a poem about
McCavity the dog. McCavity the dog. There's no one like McCavity the dog.
Yeah,
Can I
cool.
compare these to a summer's dog?
No, I know that I've sort of said this a couple of times, but I just want to say it again. You believed, and that means so much. You know, I would have never lost hope, but I just would have been some crazy drunk person, and you believed the story of a crazy drunk person, and it meant that you saved a life.
Just remember that if as and when the court case comes on, because
that's
really beneficial from a character witness.
Yeah, for sure, because they don't want me on the stand at all, because you know I've got a bad reputation now.
Yeah, but look, no, you don't need to thank me, George. I just, you know, I believed you, and I thought if nothing else, if all I could do was prove to you that it wasn't true, then that was still worth it, you know. So,
yeah. Well,
I'm glad it came out like this.
You're going to get friends discount on all the books in here from forever, you know. So,
thanks, George. That means a
you're
lot.
welcome. You're welcome. All right, you couple of heroes, get out of here.
Alright, we're actually walking back to school, so we're actually
going
walk
the same
you.
way, so you're like sort of like.
Oh right, yeah, all right. Well, let's walk.
We can hang back if you want.
No.
We'll walk back together.
Let's you know, I'm actually not used to really people wanting to be in my company. That's my problem. Is that I often I say what I need to, and then I tend to like shove people away because I realise they don't want to be near me. But you know, I'm learning. I'm learning too. You know.
You know, they say you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, I'm an old dog. That's for sure. Yeah.
You can teach a new trick. You know.
I'll try and learn some. And you walk back to a school, kind of chatting as you go. Cool. Anything else?
On my list of definite things to do. No, the other thing was just working a shift, but that's like not.
Yeah. That happens absolutely fine.
I think probably on the day that you go and do that, I feel like it's a good enough time as any. I think Hiraeth's just sort of like around the school, just like thinking about what clubs there are and what he can join that means that he's actually doing things and not sitting and thinking about shit that's going on. And I think he's just sort of like kind of walking, like low-key walking the halls, just sort of like trying to figure something out. He's been asking like a lot of the people that he knows.
Just going up to random students. What clubs do you do?
Yeah, he's been asking a lot of people, a lot of things. To what? A lot of things. A lot of people. A lot of things about sort of like what the clubs they do are and all of this kind of stuff. and just having a little think about clubs.
I mean, I think one of the people that you would have spoken to would have been Bing Bong. And
sure.
Bing Bong, you know for sure that though she participates in dance as a musician, so she kind of assists with dance club, but her big passion is drama club. I beg of you to leave the nerds alone.
Leave those nerds alone.
Can
you hear that, people in chat?
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. Wild, crazy cat.
Wild, crazy cat.
If you have negative things to say, just remember, leave those nerds alone, all right?
Hey, teacher.
Her big passion is drama club, and she is like, when you ask her about it, she says that they do a play a term, and this time she's really excited because they're doing a play that she really loves, and she did quite well in the audition, although she knows that like she wouldn't get cast in the main role because she's not the right, like she's too small and too green and toothy, but that she doesn't mind because the part that she got is like really perfect and she's really happy with the part and she just is really vibing with it. Like she's got a lot of energy for everything, but there's something very infectious about the way that she talks about it. It's like it's not just about putting the plays on, but it's about learning, and there's this weird like intense commitment, and the bonding that happens is like incredible between the people in drama club. It's like this secret time where all your troubles are left at the door and you just kind of indulge and commit to these other stories and playing other people. And
so it's like drama club.
It's like drama club. It's like drama club. Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, it sounds like you're saying exactly what I need right now.
You got to come along. Wait, hang on a minute. What is her accent?
Oh,
that was it. That felt right. That felt
my name's Big
so
Boy.
right.
Hey, you got to
it was Welsh. Yeah.
Definitely. No, I can't do it. She just takes you by the hand and starts running.
She just squeaks and goes, "Eh!" Goes. Yeah, I follow. I want to get out of my body.
She takes you to the auditorium, which is it is basically a theater with like circle and the gods and like boxes and the stalls and a traditional like stage
Proscenium arch. Yeah.
Proscenium arch.
Yeah, for sure.
And what you see on the stage is like a group of people in their black unitards already, like they're blacks, with the intense look of somebody who's about to play a rival team in sports of some sort. Like they are focused, they are serious, they are intense, and leading them all in like a little warm up is Master Bloom, who is a pale tiefling with white hair, who wears like a corset and thigh-high boots, and who is like readying the cast for like rehearsals. And here's the thing: you are introduced by Bing Bong, and Master Bloom explains to you that they're doing a play that's called Any Other Angel, and you wouldn't know it, but it's not an ancient play. It feels like something that might have been done at the Royal Court for a decade. And but the part has already been cast, and now he is, when they're doing rehearsals, he's going to be working out who gets the understudy roles based on the auditions that they have already done. And he says, "Well, darling, if you want to be part of drama, you must audition. And if you are not in the play, you can still partake in the classes that we do, the exercises, the meat and the bones of drama."
We do lots of workshops, darling.
Workshops. But if you don't get a part, you will be simply doing the classes, and then you will also be assistant stage managers for this term. But you will need to audition, because who knows what gem you might be.
Well, I can't say I've ever really how do you say it? Walked on a stage. I've not really done that before, but I'd love to learn.
Fresh and new. Who knows what talents you might be hiding. Okay, everybody, and they all filter off into like the stalls, and you see there's a couple of people here that you recognize. First of all, you're kind of introduced to people in the roles that they've been given. There's a bunch of first years who didn't get roles, but who are very eager to impress, because next year there'll be a new play and they want parts in that. But
it's term.
But in the people who have parts, the main two parts are Aloysius Lux as the male lead, and as the female lead, it's an insanely beautiful half-elf, like drow half-elf, called Blanche Bonneville, who has this like deep violet hair and dark eyes, and Bing Bong kind of plays her friend.
Bing Bong plays the quirky best friend.
Of course she does.
If there were a 90s teen like chick flick, she'd have those little butterfly clips down her hair.
Yeah. And essentially the story is about the first angel who learned to love, like the first angel that was like given the ability to love, and the sort of fateful romance between them and the mortal, and that relationship that was doomed to sorrow. And so it is very it is not a musical, it's a straight play, and it is extremely intense. It's romantic, but it's also quite funny. And Janaris has a minor role in the play.
Okay.
And also, at an extreme surprise to you see a very sheepish-looking Kai who has like one line in the play.
That's not what I was expecting.
And he is so like he is like gone quite a deep purple at seeing that you're here, and that his like secret like thing that he doesn't tell anyone about, which is that he does drama club, that you've seen that he's here. You
play D&D?
Okay, so here we go. You've got to audition.
Shit. Cool.
Are
you gonna make me write a monologue?
Yeah.
Who would do that to someone? Who would do that? Who would make someone write a monologue or draw a
I'm not gonna lie.
Poem?
I that poem that I read, anyway, we don't need to go there. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is a monologue. And so if the first roll, if you could roll a straight performance check for your monologue, not only to Master Bloom, but to just taking some quick drugs, and but also to the rest of Drama Club.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and here he is, the puppet master of Greece.
Everyone has been talking about like Parvo and Tibbo this whole time.
Okay, performance. Sorry. That was okay. It was an 11 plus 6, so 17.
Incredible. Now, the second thing that happens is that you do a scene, and this scene is like the lead male versus the lead female. So you do a scene with Blanche Bonneville, and
big fan.
It's quite intense scene. She's a third year, as is Aloysius, and this scene is filled with pinter pauses and intense moments, and it's very heightened, even though there aren't very many words. And
we're such cunts.
I know I'm a major cunt. Do you know how into this I got? She is
very Arthur Miller, very pinter pause, very yeah. Get it.
She is so good that she is distracting. You know, I don't know if you ever had this, when you act opposite somebody and you're kind of like blindly blundering through the scene and they are fucking in it, and you have that moment in your head where you're like, oh, they're in it and I'm not in it.
I mean, the very fact that I'm having this conversation with myself right now means that I am not in this, and they are fucking in this. What was my line?
Yeah, I get about conversations.
So beautiful. She's so beautiful, and she's so intense, and she is holding your gaze, and she is not afraid to like touch you and bring you closer and like speak to you and whisper in your ear. And so I'd like you to make a concentration check for round 2.
Interesting.
So it's
this is such fun mechanics, Lydia. That's so fitting being me, as in being Hiraeth, also me. That was a 3. My con is +1, 4.
Okay.
I'm just sort of like going.
She has like these moments, like you start the scene off and you're very much like on the page, and she just takes the script out of your hand and throws it to one side in a moment, and like runs her hand over your face while she's saying a line, and your mouth dries up and you just kind of look at her and you're lost. You're lost in that moment.
I'm so sorry, I've forgotten where I am.
And she kind of the scene ends and people still applaud, even though, because it's so enjoyable to watch another person be like spellbound by the incredible Blanche. Yeah. The final round is an improvised scene, and
are we gonna do it?
We're gonna do it. No, we don't. Essentially, this is for any of you drama nerds who might have done like practicing objective play, and you have to improvise a scene with both Aloysius and Kai, who's like, no, not me. Anyone said someone to pick somebody else. He goes, no, you're up. And they like put some chairs and tables out, and Master Bloom goes, now, the scene is this. Kai, Aloysius, you are in a tavern. You want to drink, you want to make merry, the night is young, you want to experience the night. Hiraeth, you need to save, you need to go to the woman that you love. You need to persuade your friends to help you to find the woman of your dreams, who is lost to you right now. You must go into the tavern and convince your friends to lay down their tankards and join you in the pursuit of love, and go. Now, the final round is essentially you're just improvising a scene where you have to convince them to leave, and they're going to gently resist. So please roll a persuasion roll.
Okay, now can I?
Please act this out. I want it acted out. So
can I?
Bad.
Well, I was going to say, can I offer you, a possible? This is explicitly not how objective improv works. But that being said, can I go into it with everything I've got, and halfway through, I'm going to say to Kai, I'm going to say to them, please, you have to help me, and look at Kai and go, you know what it means. You know what it means to fight for the person you love. Please. Could I go for like advantage or some shit there?
You cheeky bugger.
Can I emotionally bully the person on stage with me so I can do better at my audition?
Yeah.
I will give you advantage. The DC is still quite difficult because that's only one half of the people, and Aloysius loves this. Aloysius does not know what you're talking about, but roll with advantage for persuasion.
Cool. Oh shit, what is my persuasion?
Guys, acting tutor for 13 years. This was such a good
I hope those of you who don't get all of these very specific references, like me and Michelle, are enjoying this as much as me and Michelle are.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what's fantasy and what's real drama anymore.
It's all fantasy.
Yeah.
None of this exists in real life.
Yeah.
This is Dungeons and Dragons.
You know, the famous mountain dwarf, Harold Pinter.
Yeah.
You know him.
Sure, mate.
Actually,
you
does
could tell
suit.
me that's a Forgotten Realms character, and I would 100% believe you.
Yeah.
No.
You know, Sanford Meisner, the famous famous. I mean, what would he be?
A wizard.
That's a wicked workshop waiting to happen. The first was a 15.
Okay.
The second was a 10. So 15 plus 6, 21.
At a 21, you succeed in getting. There's a moment when you pin Kai and you say this, and you just feel he holds his breath for a second, and there's a moment when there's like a breeze rushes around the stage, and he goes, "Yeah, I mean, mate, don't you think?"
Yeah, 3 lines.
Kai's not a great actor, but he just loves it so much. And Aloysius holds out a little bit longer, and but by the end, you convince both of them to leave to go and help you on your plight for love, and everybody like applauds. And afterwards, Mr. Bloom, stands up on stage, and it's just you and him, and he talks about you to the students. Incredible talent. Raw talent from the offset. I mean, we definitely have to work on your partnered scene work, because I've never seen something so bad before. But the rest of it shows real promise. And I'm just going to try to like work out what your total is here.
So I got a 21. I got a 4. And a 17. Yeah, so 17. So that 42. Is 42. Thank you.
Oh, 42. Yeah, that's what I got as well.
Yeah, that's what I got as well.
Yeah, I got that too.
That's good. That's good. Improv. Lydia. Yeah.
You are actually, interestingly enough,
he's hearing. He can hear you.
I'm here.
You are understudying for the part that Janaris has, which is essentially the part of. So in the story, you have the character that Blanche is playing, who is the mortal that the angel has an affair with, and the mortal was already in a relationship, and that person then kind of, there's great heartbreak there, and there's great like moments, there's great scenes where that person is saying this is a doomed love, you can't possibly, they're an angel, da 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 da. Janaris gets part of that. Yeah. And you are understudying Janaris in that part. It's a really good part. There's not many scenes, but the scenes you do have are very like potent. And of course, when the play opens, you're in a relationship with the leading woman. It's a good part. So essentially, that part and Bing Bong's character, they're like the main support roles.
I like that. And
if you ask Janaris, he'll just give it to you.
Just give me the part, mate. I think Hiraeth is like fucking psyched about this, genuinely fucking psyched. And I think like when they say, do I kick anyone out of their understanding?
Yeah, you've taken someone else's part for sure. And there's quite a few like first years who are bards who did.
So let me get this straight. All of the first year bards hate me, right? Is that what I'm getting from this?
Well, they don't necessarily. Some of them, there's a couple who are like, who is this fucking guy who just comes in late, a month late, and takes this understudy part? But a lot of them are like humble enough that they kind of go, it's hard when somebody comes in and it's just raw talent because you can't learn from them, but they are trying to take notes from what it is that you are kind of doing up there, and they also kind of catch you up on some of the stuff. So but there is an intensity to this club that feels like it could be quite awesome, in the way that anyone who's ever done a school play knows. Your homework goes out the window, everything goes out the window in order to get this fucking show going.
The amount of times that people at uni would come into a lecture after missing the last one and said, I'm so sorry, I have a rehearsal. I had a rehearsal for this show that I was doing extracurricular.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so
wild
sorry.
the power that doing a school play has over people. Anyway, so that is for you now. You are in the play, Any Other Angel, and you've got the understudy part for the main support. New club.
I'll take it.
New club. Anything else for this few days of downtime?
I have a couple of things if Hiraeth's done.
Yeah.
I would like to speak to Kimber when the opportunity if the opportunity
Yes.
presents. Like if I see like a butterfly.
A booty fly.
It's sort of the moment that it occurs to you that you like a chat.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Oh,
Hello.
hey, how's it going? You okay?
Excellent. Everything's great. How about you?
Look, I'm okay. I just first off, I just want to say, just sort of really appreciate everything, like all the powers that you're sort of sending my way. Like I'm really
That's
trying
all
to sort of
you,
be
really,
proud.
yeah.
Like I really am trying, and I you know, it's hard because those little kids were trying to cut a bag of her, but it meant I was able to get them without them being really hurt and stuff.
Yeah, what happened to them in the end?
I don't know yet. It's actually one of the other things that I need to go and do during this short bit of time. But I mostly just wanted to chat to you, check in and see if you minded that I weren't going to worship.
Oh goodness, no. No, I'm not a god, you see. So you know.
But I appreciate that you're maybe not a god officially, but what you're doing for me is it's so nice, and I'm really trying to pay that forwards. And I'm hoping, I just wanted to make sure we was on the same level, because in my mind I'm the truest kind of worship is a life well lived sort of thing, and helping others and spreading the message and that, rather than kneeling on a hard wooden bench.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm actually kind of glad that you brought this up. It hadn't occurred to me to talk to you about it, because it's all quite new to me as well. In many ways, I'd rather that you didn't. You see, worship and supplication gives power to those that are being worshipped. And I don't aspire to that power at all. I sort of, I want to give and not get as much, if that makes sense. I want you to know,
I totally get it.
I don't want to be a god. It's a lot. It is a lot. And
the responsibility has got to be mad.
And they're always at war with one another. We don't, you guys don't even know the half of it. They're always warring and arguing. I'm just really happy doing what I'm doing and helping people where I can. And I don't want to do that. So just, keep it chill. And, maybe if people are interested, then tell them about me, but only, it's not one of those things where it's make a bunch of leaflets. Not a fan of that.
Also because printing on paper is a bit
wasteful.
Yeah, that was a tree.
It was. So yeah.
This is so great. I just wanted to make I thought as much, but it's all well and good thinking, we're on the same page, yeah, totally. But if you got to check in every now and again,
No, I'm glad. I'm very glad.
Totally appreciate that. Another time, a separate time, I want to speak to the guys and just be so I've got a big question for everyone. So you remember first day of classes when I realised I didn't know who my god was and where I was getting my powers from, and then I solved it, no problem. Found out it was this person called Saint called Kimber.
Sunny's worst day, right?
Worst day, yeah, definitely.
I remember. Yeah.
But so basically, I can talk to her and she can make herself visible, and I wanted to know and she wanted to know if you guys are okay with her, if possible, making herself visible to you lot. If you wanted to have a conversation with her, that or just because sometimes I talk to her, but I have to do it in my room. But it would be nice to know if that's.
I think it's fine. It's fine with me. I think it should be up to you, Sunny, though, whether like you're happy.
Yeah.
For us to be able to chat to her and see her and stuff.
Well, she's not mine. Like she's like her own person. So you know,
but
like far
your relationship is your relationship is an intimate one. You know, it's
yeah
close. And
right, but like someone else having a spoken relationship with someone doesn't change the parameters of my spoken relationship with her. You know,
Nope.
like my relationship is not defined by ownership and never will be.
Of course.
So therefore, like her freedom is just like is essential to who she is as a person, and you'll come to see that because also side point, no clothes is sort of the situation.
For any of us, or
No, for her. I mean,
okay.
That's on you, but like absolutely fine. But I didn't want Agatha to be like, yeah, that's tight, no problem. And then Kimber shows up, absolutely stark bollock, and Agatha's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I would act like that. Maybe not say shit, but yeah, I do appreciate the warning.
Just pre-warning.
Yeah.
That's no problem. Next time we talk to her, I'll let her know
Yeah,
that, like, you know, she's
Excited to. I've never seen a patron saint before. This is exciting stuff.
Neither did I. It was my first one. And, you know, she's so nice, guys. She's so nice. She's got a crazy story, but it's mostly just about, you know, like living your authentic life and being good and helping other people and stuff.
As Sunny is like talking to you, like about her, like behind him and sort of to the side, you see this glowing light begin to radiate out from apparently sort of nowhere. This like beam of light, and through those like god rays are disturbed through the rays of light. You see butterflies begin to fly and spiral, and out of that, what is the collective butterfly? Out of that swarm, murmuration of butterflies stands this beautiful being, silhouetted against that bright, warm, pinkish light. And she just hovers in the air and goes, "Oh, hello, everyone."
Oh, she's here. See, everyone? This is Kimber, this is everyone. This is the lady that's on my amulet, and it's definitely not my mum.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Kimber. Thank you for helping our friend.
It's my absolute pleasure. It's well, I've had little glimpses of you all through his eyes, and I think everything's smashing.
Good. Kind of look over to Agatha, just a little sideways glance. Good.
Yeah, it's good.
She sort of doesn't really move forward, and so there's not a lot of conversation to have in this. So she sort of looks nervously to Sunny and goes, "I'll see you."
No, see you later, Kimber. I just wanted to, you know, break the ice, you know, get the introduction over and done with in case like a deeper conversation is needed. Yeah, totally.
The ice is very much. Oh, goodbye. I'm sorry. It was a really beautiful image that you put in my mind. All I could see was the pens where if you turned it one way, the dress would come up, the lady, and that's in my mind. That's how she comes into being. Just sort of like.
That's how it works when you're a patron saint. Like,
interesting.
You're just on pens.
Yeah. It's just as if
I've got this my holy amulet is this mug that when I put hot water in it goes from black to having a picture of a naked woman on.
Wait. There's the boobies.
Oh, I didn't wait for the water to boil enough. It's not actually. If you look. Oh no, I actually ran it through the dishwasher. It doesn't work anymore.
Oh shit! I ran my mug through the dishwasher. I can't talk to my patron saint anymore.
My holy symbol don't work. I put it in the dishwasher.
Curse you, dishwasher!
the real reason why there's no dishwashers in fantasy.
So I have the thing I messaged you, which I do want to keep a secret. Little secret.
Keep it safe.
What was that from?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god.
No, it's not.
Oh,
is it Harry Potter?
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
It's the other way around, isn't it? It's keep it safe, keep it secret.
No, it's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, fucking No.
Is it fellowship?
I'm not a fucking nerd. Right.
Oh my god.
Right. Anyway, D&D.
Anyway, Lydia.
Lydia.
Sunny wants to go to the meditation teacher, the meditation club teacher, and basically go and say, I really enjoy coming here. Instead of doing 2 mountain racing, 1 meditation, it's gonna become 3 mountain racing, 1 meditation. Like, it's not that, like, it's, look, I really appreciate it, and I love being here, but just looking around at the other people, I think, and if you don't mind me saying, I think they need the guidance, and I'm just sort of totally okay zoning out whenever I need to. So, like, I really love it, and I want to keep coming here because, like, I really appreciate, you know, your, like, soothing tones and stuff like that. But also, when I'm racing, it's sort of meditative for me. I just wanted you to know that it weren't out of, like, disrespect for your class. It's out of my love for the sport.
This tutor was definitely awake when you started talking, but the change in breath sounds now tells you that they drifted off, and it's just fine.
There is absolute levels to this. It's crazy what people are able to achieve, and Sonny just walks out feeling like so good about that conversation. It's like, yes, because he just totally had a conversation with someone and fully didn't harsh their vibe, and he was giving them bad news. So whether they heard it or not, the vibes were incredible.
The vibes are with them now, innit?
May the vibes be with you, and also with you.
That's the kind of worship that you do for a patron saint.
Yeah.
Vibes be with you, and also
with you, and also with you.
Cool. Anything else?
Yeah, there was. Fuck, what was it? There was something else. Yes, there is something.
Bearing in mind, this is 4 days.
Yeah, I'm pretty stacked in terms of what 4 days will get me in terms of what Sunny has done. Sunny's just very aware that, like, we were talking about Saith Day, didn't do it, threw out a bunch of plans, and I've done nothing since.
Oh,
so,
Agatha has her plan ready.
That's great for you, but Sunny is terrified of what Nepa and Hiraeth are going to get up to without Sunny's involvement. But yeah, if it is 4 days, Sunny, including the thing I've messaged you, Sunny's definitely maxed out on what he can achieve in those 4 days.
Yeah. The one thing that you, you know, if you're like thinking about Saith Day even at all, is perhaps a conversation with someone like Bing Bong in the, you know, I think probably all of you would be in the communal area for this, and Bing Bong sort of gives you the information that what a lot of people do for Saith Day is that they buy a scroll for a kind of heightened version of prestidigitation, which means that you can do those tricks. They last for a little bit longer, and they can be dispelled if the person isn't down for the idea. But it kind of gives you, it essentially is people tend to buy those scrolls to do something hilarious with, and it's pretty harmless. You can buy them from the dispensary.
So me as Tom has been thinking about this, and especially after the couple of days that we've had, I think if we're going into like planning for,
he's going to pour agony water into the water supply. Excellent.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think he knows that he went too, most of his ideas went too far. Teeth is too much, as is kidnapping Lady Epismos. But
I forgot that was an option.
That was one of the options. I've still got them written down somewhere. I think what Hiraeth does is goes into town and buys like lots of normal wine, some mead from the Apologia, some like
from Anthropology.
lots lots and lots of gets sort of canapé type sort of food made up for the day, and then I think he spends the vast majority of the couple of days before writing out nondescript invitations, and this is why I'm saying it's a me idea, not a group idea, because I think he starts writing nondescript invitations to a party to a room basically in the school that he has spoken
to. Inviting people to a room.
Yep.
Which room? Our room or
you've cleared to have a classroom.
I see.
I think I'll have arranged
the intranet portal. You've booked a function.
Yeah, exactly. So I basically go and write the name of pretty much every first year in the school, as many as I know, kind of thing, and with each one I won't put them sort of. I think I spend pretty much the entire night before save day putting them in places that I have a rough idea where they'll go, if that makes sense. So it's not just they wake up and on their pillow next to them there's a letter saying come to this place. It's Hiraeth wants it to feel like a kind of when they're on their own, it's this is and these two and Nevma also get one
the fact that most of the people that Hiraeth knows in the first year are people that he's wronged it makes this really very funny.
We need a couple of rolls from you.
Yep.
Bread rolls.
The first one is
so yeah, just for context, because I know these two specifically, I go to San and put a letter behind the sort of front desk at San for Agatha, and I sort of shuffle a letter into one of Dilla's saddlebags, or or give it to I can't remember her name, but the person, the groundskeeper, the beastmaster, I give it to them, kind of thing. So sorry, rolls.
I'm gonna need persuasion for what you write.
Yep, that's a 13 with a 6, 19.
Okay, 19, great. And then I'm gonna need sleight of hand.
I don't think I'm very dex.
Catch that rogue butcher rolling sleight of hand.
Oh, sorry, that was really loud, and I've got the door open. That was a nat 20.
Oh, nice. Okay.
22.
Okay, good to know. And that is for that party will happen in one of the classrooms on Saith Day.
Yeah.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into Saith Day.
Saith Day. I've pre-written my letter / note the night before.
Pre-written a letter for what?
I've written a little note. I'm just letting you know I've written it already.
Oh, okay.
Lydia, do you remember what the mountain racing teacher's name was?
I do.
Sorry.
I do.
I'm just looking through my notes. I know I've written it somewhere, but I take a lot of notes. Too many.
Chastising yourself for that.
Yeah.
Group, Jingle, Dispenser, High Priest, Lady Dawn, Enchantment, Counselor,
Master
Crank.
God, Rooney.
Thank you, Rooney.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Saith Day.
You wake on Saith Day. You can already hear lots of noise coming from the corridor. Sunny, as you step out of bed,
Yeah.
your foot touches the ground and a honking noise happens. and your other foot touches the ground, and a honking noise happens.
How many holes are in my room?
It's just every time you step, you make a kind of goosey honking noise.
Can I jump?
Yeah.
Wait. Is the honk on the up or the down?
Both.
It's like
Stepping
as
on a
you
rubber
step
chicken.
down, you would squeeze the goose, and then as you lift the foot up, you release it.
Something's gone horribly wrong.
Peace in your feet.
Somebody's gonna wait a minute and go. I've been goosed. open his bedroom door and run a lap around the common room as fast as he can.
You guys are awoken by honking.
If I've been goosed, you lot have to. If I've been goosed, I'm taking you down with me.
Brilliant. Everybody else, you wake up and going to breakfast.
Wait, sorry, no one else got goosed.
No, you're the only one that got goosed.
On the way to breakfast, can I just knock on Kai's cloister door?
Well, before that happens, when you open your cloister door, what you see in the corridor is people like sat on the ground being like being slid across. Somebody has cast grease on all the corridors of the school. So in order to get to breakfast, somebody else from your cloister has to like whoosh you down, and then you just like whee, like sail down the corridor.
Incredible.
And because you're the end of the corridor, you just need to get like a shove and you'll like sail down.
Oh damn. Alright, let's do that
Oh,
instead then.
absolute
Does it
chaos.
sound like a goose is falling down a hole when Sunny hits?
No, there's no honking. when you slide, there's no honking. But
You slide, no one can hear you honk.
Pardon me?
Does the honking extend outside the cloister?
Yeah,
So specifically, I've been goosed.
you've been goosed.
You've been goosed. You got goosed.
So
Good job
essentially,
Sunny doesn't have
Agatha, if
the-
you want to go to Kai, you've got to like grab the door jam on your way past and like pull yourself.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. This is. I'll do this later. This is.
Oh, this
Agatha's-
is going to be a good day.
We don't know about that.
I hate Safe Day. I hate it so much. I hate it.
Right, have
Yeah.
you still got that alarm jar?
Yeah. Bear with.
No, I don't need it. I'm just saying, keep it on you just in case you need it for a last minute prank, you know, in case you see someone napping.
Okay.
You go to breakfast.
It's a good job Sunny doesn't have the Tom energy tick of like tapping the heel of like you're shaking your legs. It's just
At breakfast, Sunny's friend Johnny Beanbone like comes sprinting up to the table and sits with you guys, and he is like covered in glitter and is trying to. He's like, I beg you, please help me. I've been trying to wash the glitter off for ages. It's in and it's everywhere.
Beaners, don't worry about it. Like, it's just gonna happen. I've been goosed. Look. Every time I step, it sounds like a goose.
Darling, it looks good on you.
Shiny.
I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, it's just quite. It's.
Look, Johnny. Don't fight it. Not today. If you try, look, honestly, mate, if you try and clean it up today, something else is just going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to wait till the clock strikes midnight, and then you can have a shower, and it'll all go.
Just let
He's
it happen.
absolutely emotionally fucked.
I fear for my orifices. That's all.
No, mate, microplastics. You know, like like your various holes are ruined, but like.
Oh.
I think at breakfast I'll try and spot Cole and phase 2 again. I've just I just go up to him and say, "Good morning, Cole. Happy safe day." Pat him on the back.
Happy safe day. He like checks his back immediately for a trick.
Well, I good job he checked, because I've popped just a little sticker on the back, stuck with what? Who knows? Saying like kick me, but the kick is crossed out, and above it says my name's Cole, and then talk to me or chat to me, kind of thing. Just because I know that Cole sometimes struggles with chat to people.
They take it off and they like look at that bit of paper.
You got me.
And they put it back on their back.
And I sort of like just pat his pat their shoulders, sorry, and just rest my chin on their head ever so quickly and say, "Happy safe day, bud," and then walk back to my cloister.
Incredible. There's a couple of other things. There's lots of things that happen that day. Lots of people who've been safe dayed. Chris's crag cat is pink for the day, but actually Mephistopheles kind of likes it and is really like swishing round, and their tail is like really enjoying it.
If anyone touch dinner are going to claw their eyes out.
In dance, though I believe it's not actually a dance day, it's a theatre day for Hiraeth, but Hiraeth, you hear through the grapevine that in dance class somebody cast reverse gravity, and so everyone was dancing on the ceiling, and then at the end of the club it was like dropped and Featherfall was cast on everybody as they like came down, and it was actually the cutest thing ever because it was like literally like dancing on the ceiling, and it was
what a feeling.
What a feeling.
Someone cast a fucking 7th level spell for a rank.
Yeah.
I've just been goosed. I had to crawl on my belly to get to Dilla so I didn't spook him.
Yeah, famously, they are terrified of geese, mortal enemies.
Mate, if you see a goose in the desert, you know it's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Agatha, at San.
Prank! We opened all the doors.
Spider is having. Oh god, she's gone.
I had a mouthful of water and I couldn't swallow it because I was laughing.
Prank! Escape!
Sorry. At San, yes.
You go to San. I kind of imagine that Agatha's just like, I got to get away from all these pranks.
Doing her best to just sink into the background of everything. She's like, please no, like, I actually like it when nobody notices me. I hate this day so much. I hate pranks so much. Like, she's just on edge.
Spider is having a really good day today. Like, so good that Master Al-Qaedi is sort of at her cell, and they're both discussing that it's a really good day. And when you kind of approach the room, he turns to you and goes, Agatha, Vida, you're always so friendly with Vida.
Yeah.
It is entirely up to you, but we're looking for somebody who might want to go into her room and sit with her if you're interested in that.
I look him dead in the eyes. I have no reason to believe you would do this, Master Al-Qaedi, but if this is a safe day prank, this is not a funny one.
It's highly irresponsible and really quite poorly timed.
You're locked in there, I've lost the key!
Yeah. We tend to avoid safe day pranks here. It's not really appropriate for the ill people.
Yeah. Forgive me, I am just a little bit on edge, okay? I would love to go in, though, and sit with Vida.
Vida, like walks back. She sits as far away from the door as possible, and sits in a very stiff, controlled way on the edge of her bed. And he says to you, Now the door is going to be unlocked the whole time, so you can exit whenever you feel like it. She's great right now, but that doesn't mean to say that it will stay that way. You may feel small shocks, and you can leave whenever you want. But on these days when she has a good day, we try and encourage as much contact with somebody that she trusts as possible. She has not had a good day in a long time, and she is starved of contact. So you're doing a great service to her today.
All right, yeah, okay.
And he pulls open the glass door for you to step into her room.
Yeah, I go in and so contact. Can I like hold a hand or like hug her or anything, or is it like?
It's up to you how you do it, but the moment you walk in, you do feel that the atmosphere is charged, and the little wispy bits of hair that have pulled out from the plaits are like lifting up.
Is it like being around too many balloons?
Yeah, that's
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Everyone's just a bit tense because one could pop at any minute.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot of static.
Yeah, you can kind of almost hear it. There's like a light kind of static in the room. But Fida is being quite still so that you can control like what you do and how far you want to take it.
Cool. Yeah, Agatha will sort of just kind of like make small talk like they normally would to both settle herself and Fida, because she is a little anxious and nervous. But then once she feels a bit more settled, she'll be like, do you wanna like I don't know what, do you wanna like just sit together or like sit near each other? Do you wanna hug? If at any point you feel confident enough that for a hug, I would take a hug, but don't feel that you have to. But you could start by just holding my hand if you wanted, because then that's just a hand. Let's do that. Let's just hold hands, and then like we can just chat. So today is wild already, and I can just tell you about that and stuff. And then I'll like move over and I'll just hold a hand and like be talking about things.
You can definitely feel that kind of feel. It's not the strength of like a an electric fence and around a field, but you do have to focus on not like reacting to it, because your reaction, a normal person would kind of whip your hand back and start giggling because it is an electric. She has uncontrollable electricity going through her. But you chat. She even, she takes out some of her sewing and she shows you like some of the like little things that she's been trying to make, and she just has a lot of excess stuff because she's really into crafts and keeping herself busy, and then she doesn't know what to do with them. So there's an awful lot of stuff that she's like pulling out and showing you. And it's nice. It's just like going around your friend's house and like being in their bedroom for the first time.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was imagining.
Pulling things out and like going, and then I made this, and then I made this.
Yeah, Agatha's doing a lot of like, been that, but like this is great. Like, why don't you continue with this, or like combine these things together, and like trying to. She knows this isn't going to be forever, so what she wants to do is give her stuff to still be excited about after she's had this good day. Like,
incredible. And after a few hours, she gives you the books back that you got her.
Do you want me to get you some more?
If you wouldn't mind, I really liked this book, and I think there's another one in the series. So if I think they'll say if there's another one, go there, and so then I can keep going with that.
Yeah, of course.
And she gives you like a little list of other things as well, to a couple of other books to get.
I definitely find her those things, and maybe even make suggestions if I'm like, oh, I saw this other book in the library that was more like embroidery rather than just dressmaking if you want it, and that sort of stuff.
a very, just you've got my sash, so just as many books as they'll let you take out would be great.
Yeah, of course. And I'll try and make sure I get like a good hug in that time.
Ooh, yeah. Oh wow.
Oh, is it too much?
No. I just no, it's really, really nice. She sort of says with her like her chin like right up as you're like hugging, because she is after all she's small.
Yeah.
But she sort of doesn't want to let go, but she knows that she's, it's all on your time, and she pulls away and goes, "Oh, I can't wait for my next good day. That was lovely, thank you."
Oh, you're welcome.
Talking about good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Just, and I thank Saith. I know you don't like this day, but maybe Saith gave me this day,
Oh, you know what? If he did, then Saith's alright. Well, I mean, Saith's alright in my book. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Saith. It's just a bit stressful, You're like waiting.
When people get the pranks wrong, it's awful.
Yeah. And when I used to work at the tavern, people would be like, "Haha, it's really funny, isn't it? We're all having a laugh." And I'm like, I'm trying to do a job right now. Not actually that funny. I can't go fix this. I've got to serve beer and stuff, and like my hands are all sticky now, and like I can't do anything, and George can't get his beer, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah. It is a lot. But then those are the people who aren't really getting the point of anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's fine. But yeah. Well, I look forward to the next
good.
Day.
Yeah. And I'll see you soon.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you soon.
And the door is like shut behind you, and Al-Qaidi like walks you out and just goes, "That was wonderful. You're really good at this. You're a natural."
Oh no, thanks.
We really appreciate it. We've a lot of the other tabards have sort of peeled out, so there's not many this year, but we really appreciate the work that you put in. So.
Yeah, all right.
I'm sort of glad I had to do it. I wouldn't have normally picked it, but it's actually very, I like being able to help.
Good. Well, enjoy the rest of Saith Day.
Okay, thanks. She's just like bright red talking to him. It's a beautiful man.
Cool. The rest of Saith Day is just pranks. It's just pranks. Some people getting it wrong. Some people really getting it right.
The idea that like people could be walking down the hall and like just walk past like a window and just hear Sonny's like outside, like walking back from the stables or something.
Oh, this is Sonny's second worst day.
No, I think after a certain point, apart from having to really like he couldn't ride Dilla, you have to take him down to the pen to let him run around. Apart from that, I think Sonny's lent into it, which is just like walking in rhythm, so it sounds like the geese are singing, and like stuff like that.
You're just doing the frog song, but with geese.
I don't know what the frog song is.
You working with Bing Bong?
It comes to the evening, and Hiraeth, you make your way to the room that you set aside for your party. And you open the door, and it's just a sea of faces looking back at you. There are pretty much all the first years have turned up, even people that you didn't send invites to.
I should have got here earlier.
People have brought their own drinks. There's like food, and a couple of people are, the bards in the first year are like playing a bit of music. And it is a very sweaty, cramped party. Like,
yeah, I think I'd just say kind of I kind of wanted to surprise you all, because that's what Saith does, I guess. I don't know your gods, but from what I've heard, it's not just about pranks. Believe me, a lot of my first ideas got vetoed very, very quickly.
No teeth, Hiraeth.
No teeth.
We went with a party idea. Just Sonny's like way back in the crowd, jumping to speak. So every time every sentence is punctuated with 2 geese screaming.
You went with a party idea. Look, I just wanted to trick you all into coming, because that's what Saith is about. In order to celebrate you, and you know what there is to celebrate. I don't need to tell you, but you are more than willing to tell me if you so wish. So I guess, have you all got glasses of wine? I bought glasses of wine. Would you like to?
People are like squeezing past each other. They're like handing out wine. The wine that you produced quickly goes because there are just so many people here.
Sonny ends up with a it did hold a candle, but the candle got burnt out, and it was just like a jar that someone kept, and now that has wine in it because they ran out of cups very quickly.
Yeah. And I kind of, once I've got a glass of wine, I hold it up and I say, so a toast to Saith Day and to all of you, and sort of go to drink my wine.
My wine.
And I don't drink my wine. And I look at everyone and smile and say, "Happy Saith Day." And as you all look around and smile at each other, you can see that everyone's teeth are just ever so slightly blue because I put a little bit of ink into
Ink!
I made sure. I'm
Edible dye, no! Ink!
Where's Hiraeth getting edible dye from on short notice? It's of course it's ink.
I made a point of making sure that it was non-toxic.
And look, he had to do something with the teeth. He got the teeth in his head, and it really.
And as you're all sort of like looking around, I guess, at each other and seeing that you've all got blue teeth, and I haven't taken my drink, and I don't have blue teeth, I sort of cheers you all and down it and smile, and I've got big blue teeth.
Cute.
You get
Brilliant.
big teeth.
That's cute.
There's like one of the games that gets played a lot on Saith Day, which gets played in where they can kind of carve out a bit of space. It starts to spill out into the corridor. Is a sort of a version of like spin the bottle prestidigitation, where somebody like casts like a harmless thing of like a slight beard or like funny eyebrows or different ears or something. It tends to try and be random each time, and those sorts of games like go on into the evening.
I've just got a mental picture of doing the Zorba the Greek dance with geese feet. It's just goose slap, goose slap, goose slap, goose slap, goose slap, goose slap.
Whoppa!
Hoppa!
Cool. So unless there's anything else, that is Saith Day.
There was one thing I wanted to do today.
Yes.
At some point, if I could see Henry.
Yeah, I think at some point you'll see Henry like yeah.
Trying to find him early on a day, and I'll just go up to him and I'll say,
He's wearing a tall top hat.
right, yeah, Saith Day, yeah. Henry,
No, it's purely by choice.
look, I came to say
Nothing to do with it.
I'm sorry for threatening you the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to give you this to like make up for it. And it's a note. Look, if you're really serious about this is look at me. This is primo content, you know?
Primo.
Like nobody else is gonna know this stuff. And this is gonna win you so many brownie points.
Oh, wow. Roll deception.
Deception?
Deception?
Well, unless it is. Is it?
Yeah, it's
Then roll persuasion.
it's the music shop where Mel wants those rose strings. It's the exact size, colour and measurements of the dress that Agatha ripped that she needs replacing. And it's like 3 of her favourite shops to go shopping to that's like she needs new dresses.
Alright. Persuasion.
I see what you're doing there. That's good. I like it.
Sunny could fix that dress with a cantrip.
It's not the point.
No, I appreciate it in this context. It's not the point.
Persuasion? 1.
To be fair, you did choose Saith Day to do this.
No, that's the point.
No, I know it's the point, but you also could have done this literally any other day.
This is the point. He has the information. Whether he believes me or not is part of the joke.
I mean, I'm going to get... Honey, that took days to get out.
Wait, why do you think... What? Why do you think... I'm being serious. This is stuff she really wants and needs.
Right, so if I get her all of these things...
But it is also safe day, so am I playing a trick?
Right. You...
Anyway, have fun with that. And I just...
Good.
leave.
Goodness. Right. He turns to the person that was like standing with him, and he's like, I can't remember that girl's name, but she's always talking to me.
If Sonny ever sees Henry at all today, he's knocking the top hat off his head. Like, with 0 extra confrontation, just...
You roll an attack.
Fucking gladly.
I love the idea that like throughout the day you just see like a Sunny headbutt sort of coming over the top of Harry.
You hear
Henry
it
every now and
first.
then. Yeah. Oh God, no! Where is he?
He's running.
I fear the goose. I will say it's an unarmed strike and not my headbutt, but it's a 21 because basically I want to walk past him and just.
Can I just say, can we please make it...
Run up behind him and slap at this very tall top hat. Henry, it's glued onto his head, and Henry goes absolutely face down into the ground. And he just he's just face down in the ground.
As soon as it happens, then I'm off.
You don't know what happens. You just
I don't
that guys.
I know what I did, and that's enough.
Incredible.
Who glued a top hat to his head? That's gonna take out hair. That's so.
It's a little ring.
It's like that happens to Danny DeVito in Matilda.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like a sort of a backwards tonsure. Like
it's when they have to cut off the hat, and it's just the rim of it stuck around his head.
Yeah. Incredible. Right. Well, that was Saith Day.
I think just to like, I think on this day where I've had like a lot of fun and warmth and happiness and frivolity, I think when I get back to my room, I see that it's still very kind of Spartan, very kind of boring, and I grab I grab the pot that is now completely empty of plants because I threw a plant at a dragonborn out the window, and I take it into my room and I grab like a couple more of the sort of pots around the room. And what?
You're just getting empty containers, yeah?
No, yeah, I'm getting chamber pots, mate. No, like sort of like plant pots.
Yeah.
They can still have plants in them and stuff, but I just pop them like in my room in various places. I think with the very first one that I tried to make that papery fey plant, I take my canteen that I've been kind of keeping quite safe in my room this entire time. I take a little swig, and I cast Druidcraft on the soil. And I know this is kind of a little bit fucky, but and it's not quite what Druidcraft does, but I wonder whether you'll let me off. Feycraft, sorry. Feycraft.
No, Druid.
I cast Feycraft, and basically like I want to start to like my idea is that every time I have like a little swig, I'll cast it because I just want a bit of home, despite the fact that it's a rough home at times. I just like what I really want is just to make sort of some like a small canopy in the room of like fey plants that I can then cultivate or try to cultivate as we go forward.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not like I take a swig and then I can do it. If it's just like from the moment that you got that and you opened the crate and you drank fey wine, you had it in your system and it was replenishing you from there. So it's not like a sip and then cast. You can do fey craft now while it's still kind of running through your system. So you'd only need like a little top up and then you can do all kinds of fey craft.
Shit, incredible.
So I imagine that you might sort of start small and be making little potted plants, and then maybe with one of the old crates, you actually build out of that like a big vine of like wisteria style creepers that kind of go up and around, and these beautiful flowers hang from the ceiling and from the walls. And after a few hours of work, your room is this incredible, vibrant, kind of greenhouse style of just plants and flowers and foliage, and it's gorgeous and it smells incredible as well.
I take the stone from the bottom of my crate, and whilst I don't speak into it at this stage, I think I just sort of pop it on the bedside table just to kind of ready myself for the conversation to be had, and just sit there for a bit.
Okay. Cool. All right. It is now the 19th of Vena. That only happens once every 4 years. And you wake, your feet no longer honk, and
It's like, all right, it would be funny to have it for one more day.
We'll find you some geese.
It is an unexpected day off, and you are sort of, you're allowed a line if you want. Yeah.
I'm going to make an assumption, and there was something I wanted to do in those 4 days that I just genuinely didn't have time for, and I would like to do now based on an assumption.
Well, I'm going to say something first because this happens early.
Okay, but for the assumption is Sunny will be getting up early, not lying in, but...
Okay. As you're, like, getting up and you've already got your, like, board shorts on and flip-flops, you just hear, oh my god, and it's out the door and down the hallway. Nevma's gone.
I'm gonna go with.
You're running after her?
Yeah, like I'll grab a top, but I'll go. I've intuited what's happening, and Sunny's like, okay, the thing I want to do can wait.
It's hard to keep up with her, but you know she is making her way to the front of the school, and then. By the time you catch up, when you get to the reception foyer, you just see her tangled up with this other person, holding them. And when she pulls back, you see a woman about 5'1", very light, bright red, wavy hair, pale, like eyelashes. This woman is like toned, but she has like an hourglass figure. She's very like youthful and bouncy, and you intuit that this is Nevma's mother. She wears on her finger her courtesan ring, which, like all courtesan rings, is made of pure white raw crystal that looks like a kind of gem recreation of the Giant's Causeway. It's got lots of different like levels to it. and it is captured in gold. And it's quite elaborate for, some these rings all have the same crystal, but they're all in different styles, and hers is quite elaborate. She wears like pink linen dungarees and like a little necktie and a huge cream sun hat. These are very much like traveling clothes. And she is like still holding Nevma, and Nevma's little feet are like patting on the ground. Mama, I can't believe you're here. And they are, and then she sort of sees that you followed and goes, oh, Mama, this is Sunny. This is my mama, Epina. And she comes forward and gives a little like nod and goes.
I do like a deferential greeting that is appropriate given the context. Is it? Sorry, can you say her name again?
Well, her name is Epina Pharaoh, but it shortens to Epina or Epa, and she would immediately say, "You can call me Epa or Epina."
Epina is so nice to meet you. I'm Never such she's like a wonderful young lady, and it's so nice to meet where she came from, and the person who helped to give her such like her smarts and her obvious good looks.
You are very, very charming. Thank you very much. I have to kind of sign some paperwork and so that I can come further into the school, but I would really like to come up to where you stay in your room. Do you think it would be possible?
Absolutely. Do you have any bags that you need help carrying or something?
Yeah, she like turns around and there's lots. But I will stay. I'm not going to intrude. I'm going to stay in town.
We can take. If you want them to be brought up with us, like I can just help carry bags or something. So you two can catch up.
She she pulls one bag over her shoulder. Nevma picks up another, and there's like a couple like left, and they talk a mile a minute as they walk, like catching up on what happened. And Epina is like sad she didn't get to experience much of Saith Day because she was on the road, but she saw stuff out of her carriage window as it was happening. And Nevma talks about how Sunny's feet honked and all the things that happen. And it is, she is. You got a good passive insight? Yeah, she shows her feelings. She's got a lot of she's exuberant with feelings, and she has this kind of there is a sensuality that exudes from her, but there's also a kind of she has that unique thing that some people have, but especially some women have, of having an intimidating amount of experience and knowledge that they wear about them, as well as having a childlike, not childlike, but like a kind of naivety as well, which means that they
like a sense of wonder,
and they enjoy every moment that comes their way.
On the walk up, Sunny's just enjoying, quietly enjoying them two, just fucking talking over each other and having that kind of reciprocal conversation that I am all too familiar with, where they're both people are just talking constantly.
And you walk into the cloister, and she looks around. This is so big. It's so big, and this room is beautiful. And I don't know if you guys are up or if you're having lions or what you're kind of.
I imagine Agatha is up. And
when we're within 30 foot of the room, Sunny messaged them both. So pre-warning.
Yeah. Agatha is up and curled up on the sofa, but doing her sewing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
She was probably in her room, and then when she got that message, came out and I'm gonna look like I'm doing this.
I think the message fully woke Hiraeth up, and he's just sort of sat there putting on sashes and sort of getting ready.
Just sashes.
Yeah.
No clothes. got so many sashes.
And I think what we'll do is we'll pick it up there because of the time-wise. But you've got the day off. It is the festival of Spria, and you're going to be, you know, and Nevma's this Epina kiss will be along for the ride.
Incredible! You know what? That was not nearly as painful as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Which I have purely Michelle to thank for.
Well, like, she wasn't gonna go ham, but like, it sort of depended on how Hiraeth took it. If Hiraeth was all like, no, this is different. Like, no, it's not my fault. Like, I'm different. Then she would have been like, oh, I see.
Fuck you. Yeah.
But he was like, oh, shit, I fucked up.
And I would say, I promise you that wasn't me metagaming going, I don't want to fight. That is absolutely, like...
It matches up to his character.
What Hiraeth's about, like, without giving anything away. Yeah.
It was good. It was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Well fucking done, everyone.
Well done.
We're back.
We're back.
In a shock move, we don't always play D&D for 24 hours. Sometimes
we could
play it until 10:30ish.
Guys, is it too much to say that I am sort of burnt out on Mount Olympus as a concept right now? Between the 24-hour game, we're making a game at work which is about Mount Olympus, and also
there's something else we were watching the other day, and they were talking about
fucking something.
Something came up.
So trendy at the moment.
I'm going to Greece on a work thing. And I was like, oh, do you know what would be fun? Before all of this happened, I was like, do you know what would be fun if I could, like, see if I could visit Mount Olympus? Yeah. And then this happened, and then the work thing, and then in Starbucks today, they've got a new blend of coffee called the Odyssey Blend.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, what just...
I mean, don't get too burnt out, because obviously, come September, you are going to climb the thing. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually take the shield to the top myself.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I can ever be truly burnt out on Greek myth, but it's just like a lot happening in like a short space of time.
It's an intense amount, yeah.
Yeah. Great work, everyone. We are back. We are back in character.
Yeah.
It's all sorts of fun. Don't forget, tomorrow at 3 p.m, Dragon Age. It'll be some good Dragon Age Deep Road pounding, like Jesus intended.
How far through are you now?
How pounded is your
DLC now, isn't it, officially?
We're sort of at the stage where we're saving the final act, the final bit, in order to be able to do one of the expansion stories, The Descent. But we could just could go at any time. It's like Gilbert Grape. I don't know why that.
Lydia could get powdered in the Deep Road at any time.
Not with a bang, but with a whisper.
Beautiful. Well, we'll be back with this
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff. Thank you all very much, guys. Also, those of you in chat and those of you in YouTube, I was referencing a message from the first Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
I got it straight away.
However,
it's true.
It's an incredible message.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not it was said by a 6-foot-tall psychic cat. So, bear that in mind. Thank you all so much, everyone.
And on that note,
tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow and next week.
Bye.
Bye.